Yo, are you afraid to die? Or do you want to live forever? Tell me, what's wrong?
They wanna bury me, I'm worried. I'm losing my mind. Look down the barrel of my nine and my vision's blurry. Falling to pieces, am I guilty? I pray to the Lord, but he ignores me. Unfortunately, cause I'm guilty. Show me a miracle, I'm hopeless. I'm choking off marijuana smoke with every token. It's like I'm losing focus. Falling asleep while I'm in service. When will I die? Forever paranoid and nervous because I'm high. Don't mention funerals, I'm stressing and going nutty. And reminiscing about the niggas that murdered my buddy. I wonder when will I be happy? Ain't nothing funny. Flashbacks of busting caps, anything for money. Where am I going? I discovered. Can't nothing say. My next door neighbors having combo with undercovers. Put a surprise in the mailbox. Hope she get it. Happy birthday, bitch. You know you shouldn't have did it.
You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down.
Everybody's tired of my necks. Who can I trust? Will they be G's and then look at me before they bust? Or will they kill me while I'm sleeping? Shoot to the head while I'm in bed, licking blood on my satin sheets. Is there heaven for a baller? Getting suspicious of this bitch, the line's busy every time I call her. Now she's telling me to visit. Who else is home? I check the house before I bone, so we all alone. After another hit the highway, see you later. To all the players, watch the flyway, a nigga played her. The bitches telling all her homies that I can fuck her like no other. Now the mother bitches wanna bone me. I'm under pressure getting drunk. Somebody help me. I drank a fifth of Hennessy. I don't think it's healthy. I see my enemies, they creeping. Don't make me blast. I watch the 5-0s roll and motherfuckers pass by me like they know me. Smiling as they laugh, I put up my middle finger, then I dash. Niggas don't like me cause I'm thugging. And every day I'm a hustler, looking to get paid.
You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down.
I ain't scared to die.
Take him to church, take him to church, take him to church, take him to church.
Right, how's that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, let's move that one. How's that? Right, the echoing should... Hang on, I gotta work out how to stop the echoing. Okay, I think I've got it. Fuck's sake. Right, let's try that. How's that now? I've got a new laptop and this is the first time I've used it for streaming. Have you got it now? Can you hear me? Because I'm not speaking. Yeah, you can hear me now. What about the echo? Is the echo gone? All right, let's leave that one now because I know I'm in here. Okay. Good. So that's thrown me off a little bit. Well, what a summer. It's been fucking boiling. The ground is parched. So am I too. I was a bit shocked to come back to seeing that malarkey, but it was funny. It's weird how the time has gone by because yesterday morning or the morning before, I was streaming out my garden and I ended up with an email off Yaxi. What about that then? Asking me, you know who that is, don't you? The caveman. I ended up with an email from Yaxley. Now look, it's all out in the open now, to an extent. There was a little bit of bad feeling because I had my truce with Tiffany and I take these things really seriously. And hello,
New
Yaxley.
Year.
Fancy
Happy
seeing
New
you
Year.
here.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Belated.
Look at that.
Do you know what? The fucking audio on here. Let me make sure. Why is that? Bloody
I
battery
like the
saver.
song at the start, but I'll be making a complaint about the rest of it. I've got a
Can you
Brandon.
hear me, Yax? How's my audio to you, Yax?
Yeah, perfect. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's very vague. I don't know what it's like.
No, it's perfect. Oh, she's fucked off. Oh, well, there we go. Happy New Year. Can everyone hear me? Hang on, I need to turn my mic up, I think. Wait a minute. I've got a fan on and it's a big tower fan, so if you can hear that.
Oh, shit. I don't know what it's like for other people.
Sound check.
I find the audio pretty quiet.
Nah.
What's it like for you guys? Yeah, it's faint sounding. It's got to be a problem with StreamYard because, hang on. Well, fuck me, I've got no audio on my computer either. Yeah, I got it. So it's got to be to do with StreamYard.
Right, we'll go into your settings, go into audio and just hit everything up.
Hang on then. Settings, audio.
Just see if you can change mine. I'm going to look at mine. Let's have a look. Audio.
Oh, I'll take off. Right, how's this now, talk?
Hello.
How about me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
How's it for you, Lisa? There. Hello, Roman.
Yes, I. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Is that really Roman? Because I was pretty sure. Tracy is fine. You're low. Yaxley, can you set up your mic higher?
Yeah, my mic's higher. My mic's on the highest it can be on.
It's fucking weird, isn't it? Well, you're just gonna.
Talk about with someone's echo cancellation. Can you hear that? Is that better? Automatically adjust my mic volume. Wait there. Blah blah blah. Right. Is that better? Does that sound better?
Slightly. Now I can hear me.
Ooh.
Are you sure that's Roman? Because I'm pretty sure Roman's very happily into his real life situation, and I didn't think he was around. So,
can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Is that better?
It's better for me. Is it better for you guys out there?
Do you know what? It might be my fan. Let me turn my fan off. Right. Is that better?
No difference. Fuck me, this is fun, isn't it?
I'm going to go out and come back in. Hang on, you carry on.
The fuck. So yeah, it's been a pretty funny time. I've been really not constant. I haven't really been watching. I watch a few people here and there. I was following some eagle story. I can't remember the name of the eagle, but I was following that. I'm more interested in that kind of thing. I've had a little dip in Save Robbie's is another one, but I don't think it is. Okay, right, there we go. It's Roman. Hey, good to see you. And it was good to hear that you're doing what you're doing. And do you know what's a funny thing? I just realised I know why this might be weird, this fucking stream. It's in dollars. So I must be on my VPN. Would that make a difference and kind of interfere or what? I wondered if I fuck my VPN off. Oh, is Yaxley back? No. So we'll have to wait for him. So anyway, this is what's happened for me. There was a little bit of discomfort between me and Yaxley. Oh, here he comes. At the stage. You're
Right, let's see if that's better.
That does sound better.
Yeah, the fucking...
But I can hear me now.
What, on me?
Yeah.
Oh. What about now?
Now I can't hear me. That's good.
Right, it's the StreamYard settings. Fuck StreamYard, by the way.
Now Munchie's saying I'm echoing. What about now? As of this moment, are we okay?
Now, are we okay?
I've realised what might be wrong with me is I might be on my VPN.
Yeah, that's gonna... Well, it shouldn't affect my audio, really.
Right, how's that then for me? Well, I've got everything in US dollars. Everything's written in American here. Even the pound sign is a dollar. So right, the echo's gone. He's still low. Okay. You're gonna have to project your voice.
Let me put it up like that. Right. If you can't hear me now, fucking hell. I've just put it up.
Yeah.
StreamYard settings. Can everyone hear me now?
Hopefully so. So what happens is for me, there was not a fallout because we don't have fallout. Actually just ups and offs, which is quite known. But will you what was your problem with me, Yax? You know, and I take it on the chin. I should have fucking been more open to what was going on. And I was fucking warned.
Right, can everyone hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
All right, that's good. Why did I leave?
Yeah.
Right, there was a situation. And I got given some good advice, which I believed was good advice at the time, by a friend of mine. Isn't that right? Well, I say a friend. What I mean is a druggy, skinny cunt. Which was actually quite good advice. I think
who could that be?
I have no idea. And you actually agreed with it when I spoke to you and said, yeah, that's probably the best way to deal with this. Yeah. So I, took the advice. After a conversation with someone who elaborated on these people elaborated on it. And I thought, yeah, fuck this, man. Wipe my ass and call it a shit. But I noticed the friend of mine, and it's a very dear friend of mine. We go back 5 years. Well, I mean, a fucking junky, skinny cunt. Then started cozying up to the people who she told me were worse than Katie, a fantasist, a liar, lies about being sexually assaulted, lies about every aspect of her life, lies about her children's father, lies about this, like everything. And told me that the person involved in it was a no-good druggy cunt who had history of doing this shit on the internet, and she'd been arrested for drugs, prostitution, and I was better off out of it, having nothing to do with these people. So thanks to my friend, I was informed about these two people, and I decided to have nothing more to do with them. On the say-so of my friend. And what I mean by friend is a fucking druggy, skinny
So
cock.
Tiffany didn't come in and risk life and limb and
Well,
give you hell and save poor Amber.
Let's start as we mean to go on.
Yeah.
I think you should drop a link, and I think there's a few options here.
Okay.
Tiffany can either jump straight up here right now and apologise and tell everyone exactly what happened. Tiffany can come up and be the hero that she claims she was, because she's going to need one herself. Or she can come up here and we'll do a reenactment of how her heroic behaviour saved the day for everyone. Come on, Moser. Come on, Moser. You've had fucking nearly 8 months. Get up here and face the music, you lying little fucking druggy cunt.
Right, I think
Come
some
on,
people...
Moser. Anyway,
I think some people may be lost, so let's go back. So in January, Yaxley left without saying a word. Now, of course, Yaxley does do that, but now I realise, as we've spoken today, which is the first day we've spoken, that it is the wisest move, because had we have argued about this, we'd have probably both said things that would have made things awkward between us. But instead, as soon as we started speaking, we were laughing, joking, and it was like old times. There was nothing embarrassing we'd said to each other. We hadn't shared each other's messages. I was like shaking my head, scratching my head, thinking, where the fuck's he gone? What's his problem?
Just to elaborate on that, to be serious for a minute. The situation was that I had decided to completely not do away with YouTube, but I was like, fuck this. I can't be asked for this.
Well, it was awkward because you were kind of trying to tell me, but also trying not to lead me, weren't you?
Well, the thing is, Tracy, since in the 4 years we've been friends, real life friends, I've never wanted to tell you what to do. So when I hear you, when I get advice of someone and then they contradict their own advice, and it's the person that it is, I start thinking, hang on a minute, something's not right here. Something is amiss. Something's not right. And when I said, yeah, listen, at the end of the day, I think the best thing to do is just to fucking fuck all of that off, because it's a load of shit. And then I see the person who advised me that doing the opposite. I then blocked that person completely without saying a word, and then I told you, filled you in on everything. But there wasn't any reason for you to stop speaking to Nikki, breaking your truce with Tiffany. It was my issue, but I felt very uncomfortable. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had no idea the extent of it. No idea. The last how many hours is it? 12 hours has been very informative, because it's a lot worse than I thought. But I didn't want to ever put you in a situation where me and you actually, not for this fucking bunch of idiots, but me and you privately would have said things to each other we could never have come back from. That's the best way of explaining it.
Yeah, sorry, I just went back to on the stream to see if I could get that better from there. So yeah, actually, you know that if I promise something and I say, look, I give you my word, we have a truce, there's no problem with us, unless you do this, you know I'm going to stick to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can't come on here, well, you can, and people do, and say one thing and do the other, because you just look a complete fucking knob. Yeah. And I didn't want to look like that knob. As far as I could tell, he was playing along nicely.
Giving good advice.
So what basically happened is, because I don't think people are getting this, you and Amber were getting along fine, and you and Nikki, correct?
Yeah.
And there was never a problem. Well, let's go with you and Nikki first. Let's take all three. Okay. You and Nikki, good relationship, having laughs, everything good, yeah?
Yeah, spot on.
But suddenly, suddenly Nikki starts making posts, which we now know were directed at you.
Yes. even though she's united in your chat.
Right. So then
And the posts were, not only were they factually incorrect, they were absolutely horrifically trumped up.
Yeah.
To an extent where, well, like I said to you at some point today, anyone in my real life would have just said, "You're having a fucking laugh."
But yeah, actually, like I said to you, now when we've been discussing it, because obviously we have discussed this, let's not, you know, we're not going to pretend that this is all fucking random occurrence here. When initially, with the Nikki situation, I still feel that somebody, let's say, had gone to her and started doing their whispering and their shit stirring. Somebody.
Shall I be really honest with you?
Yeah.
At the time that she made them posts, all it did was tell me that Tiffany and her advice was right. It was so over the top. I thought to myself, Moses right here. Nikki's a fucking lunatic. Like schizophrenic, you know? Two people.
Well, she was describing Nikki to me as bad as Katie and give her a swerve. No offence to Katie. Katie's not doing anything to me. She's welcome in my chat.
Worse
I don't want people fighting with each other in the chat for today. You're all welcome into my chat as long as you behave and don't put me off my stroke.
Yeah, that's how it was put to me. Worse than Katie. Not one word comes out of her mouth is true. She'll lie about anything from sexual assault to the father of her children, blah, 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 blah. She's a fucking whore. I mean, I've heard the rumours about the blowjob on the driveway. I mean, that doesn't faze me, do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
if it just poured shit on who she was and her character. And then when them posts surfaced.
So then she told you to block her and said, look, you should have nothing to do.
She said, nothing to do with either of them. Block them now and do not speak to them again. You're wasting your time. You're not going to gain anything. There's no point. Nikki's a fucking lunatic. She's worse than Katie. When Nikki did those posts, all that made me think was, Moses right here. Because nobody, I mean, you don't even know enough about my life or me as a person to suggest all of them things in that post. And you know me 90% better than anyone on this fucking platform. So I thought, well, she must be a lunatic then. If that is the sort of thing she's come up with, she must be insane. Fucking Moses right.
But at this point, it's not apparent that it was Tiffany was in it. I think you suspected it, didn't you? Because you had said to me.
Well, what happened was she started going into Nikki's chat as the dentured buffalo, which is taking a piss out of Scardy. I knew about it. I saw her in there. She'd been in there for weeks when I didn't know it was her sock account. But she did actually tell me in the end, I'm dentured buffalo. And I was like, gotcha. And I saw her in the chat. And that's cool, man. She was in there just doing what
So obviously that must have made you puzzled that she was giving you that advice. And she was saying, stay away.
No, it wasn't going in the chat as that sock account. She started then cooing up to Nikki and apologising and having these panels where they were like, well, we don't like each other, but I suppose we can let us go. And I thought, hang on a minute, you've just slated this woman to me.
Told you to block her.
Absolutely nothing to do with her. She's a fucking nut job. And you're all of a sudden going, well, you know, I don't agree about this and I don't agree about this. I don't believe your mum died and I don't believe this, but blah, 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 let's be friends. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I if you remember, I came to you and I said, Moses up to something. And you said, well, we couldn't prove it, but just seeing it, because me and you know how Moses works. So I said, she's up to something. So I blocked Tiffany without even messaging her, without even telling her, just blocked her. Yeah, exactly, Katie. There you go. That's why Tiffany made good with Nikki. But at the same time,
I don't believe that that's why she made good. With hindsight now, and since speaking to you, obviously I've been watching little bits of Katie. Is one person I watch, save Robbie, just because I quite like him ripping into people, and when he goes off his head about telling people to camera if they're going to call people ugly, I love that shit. So I'll tune into one of them just out of nosiness. I haven't been watching many people. Once people started popping up and saying, you actually Amber Tiffany, then I did start to broaden my net a little, and I started watching Scaddy. So that's when I started, and then of course people commented to me, and then Scaddy said that about how she heroically saved Amber from you, and I thought, well, that's not what I recall, because I recall how I remember it from my point of view was, you came to me and said, look, Tiffany says that that Nikki's as fucking badass and she's a cunt and don't listen to her, that it's all lies about the rape, it's all for not all sexual assault or whatever.
She told me not to enter into a single conversation with her about anything because it would do no good. Carry on, sorry.
Right, so then you obviously, then the post started going up and Tiffany was coming to me and you saying, who's that about?
Yeah, playing along with it. Yeah. I'm sitting there right now. Don't get me wrong. Nikki had got to know me for a few months, right? Not long.
Yeah.
Enough. We spoke about Britain. She knew I was good people, right? There was problems with other people, but in terms of me and Nikki, we kind of got to know each other a little bit. So when them posts started coming up, I couldn't fucking believe it. I thought, is this the woman I've just been speaking to for what, 4 or 5 months, however long it was? Because that's not possible. It's not possible. You know, the over horrendifying of posts of this and this abuse and police. I was like, what? Well, you know full well, me and you at first were intrigued. Who's this about? We didn't think it was me.
Yeah.
She even denied it in your
You
chat.
see, I did when, you know, I remember you saying, look, she's told me to block Nikki and yada yada, and she's been giving me good advice. Oh, fuck me. Couldn't you punch yourself in the fucking head about now?
You said to me that might be the right advice, Yaks. Sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
I know. Shut up. I just wants to punch myself in the head.
I was like,
I never for the record, I have not breached any truce with Tiffany. I have done nothing to Tiffany. On the contrary, I had a cheeky fucking message saying, I know what you're fucking up to. By the time I went to the chat in Telegram, Tiffany had deleted the chat, all of it, cleared it. Now we know she'd saved it, but what she didn't know was I've been saving it all along. Now, I've argued like fuck with Katie. Everybody knows I have. Do you see me showing any Katie messages? Nope. Because Katie doesn't show my messages.
Yeah.
So when I was saving Tiffany's messages, it wasn't because I was up to no good. It was because my gut instinct was telling me,
same.
Just in case, protect yourself.
Yeah, same. Oh, and by the way, before we go on, everything I'm saying now, I'm going to show you. Because guess what? I've got it all. Oh, I've got it all. Don't you fucking worry about that. I've got it all.
So basically, at the same time,
yes.
So that this is clear for the people out there. So at the same time that she's starting to creep to Nikki, she's telling you, I have nothing to do with Nikki. She's a fucking weirdo. This is what she's like, blah, blah, blah.
And I didn't believe that, so to speak. I just, because of other situations, I just thought, I'm having nothing to do with that Kramer pocket. They're all fucking mental. And when
I've already apologized once and I apologize again. I should not, you know, when my spidey senses kick off, I should fuck my integrity of my truth and I should go with my gut instinct. Because my gut instinct, actually, as you know, was saying, but I couldn't prove anything. There was nothing I could put my finger on.
I remember pointing you in the direction of Tiffany and Nikki having a little queuing session, and you were like, "Fuck, I don't understand it." But it wasn't serious enough. People can do what they want. It just didn't make sense with the advice that she
I was mad as fuck when you just disappeared, and I even probably thought, "Fuck that cunt" in that moment. But I'm glad now with hindsight, because I think if we had a row when we started exchanging insults and, you know, I think it would be harder for us to immediately be friends. So here we go. Tiffany always told me, Roman is saying, that Nikki was going to burn me, but Nikki never did. So he was getting some of the similar advice.
And just to say to the Karama community, if anyone's listening, I did tell everyone that Tiffany didn't like Amy and Granny Fanny and Retro. I think I've been proved right. But let me just leave you with this on this particular thing. Tiffany just didn't like Amy, Granny Fanny and Retro. I know Tiffany well enough to know the type of people she likes. She did not like Amy, Retro, Granny Fanny at all, ever. She used them for her own game. But listen to this, Kramer, because it'll be popcorn time. Not only does Tiffany not like Nikki and Amber, she actually fucking hates them. So if you think it's weird her going at Amy, Granny Fanny and Retro now, you just wait till she's have her play with fucking Nikki and Amber. Wait and see what happens there. The last part of this is the irony of that whilst I was Nikki and Amber's friend, whilst I was going on Nikki's panel and I was speaking to these two people, I was publicly saying to Tiffany that if you go near any of these two people who are my friends, I will fuck you over.
Yeah, you were saying it on my stream.
She didn't say boo to a goose.
No.
So the irony is that the only protection Nikki doesn't probably need it, but the only protection Nikki and Amber had from Tiffany was when they were my friends. Now, you've just let this fucking snake into your own gardens, you fucking lunatics. Good luck with it. But Kramer community, wait, sit back. If you think Amy, Retro, Granny Fanny versus Tiffany and whoever else is involved is popcorn, wait for the Nikki and Amber one, because she actually hates them. She doesn't just not like them, she fucking hates them. There's another prediction. Where are we? 8 months down the line. Amy, was I right? I think you'll find I was.
Yeah, well, it was awkward for me because I always try to stick to my word. As you know, there have been people throughout time who've contacted me on Gmail and they've sent me things people wouldn't share with me if they were scared that I'm going to start fucking just spouting off. You know, I don't share messages. If you have to share my messages for me to share the message, you have to go first, because I don't want to be known as a dirty, trifling fucking hoe.
You've always been like that. You've always been like that. And that's the problem, you see. Sometimes it can be a problem, this YouTube lark, because you are pissed off with someone who actually, another person who's very close to you, doesn't actually have any reason to have an issue with, especially Nikki. Why should I drag you into me, Nikki, Amber, Tiffany, blah, 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 when you don't have a problem with Nikki? You've always respected her. So
but it wasn't that I didn't have, listen, I knew there was something afoot. And I knew that not that there was something afoot, I knew statistically and historically that it was going to go tits up. But as long as it was Tiffany the one, to me, my cred is still there. I stuck to my word. I will not attack you. I will not do anything. If I have a problem, I will come to you. Now you can say, well, why didn't you go to her? Listen, she cleared the fucking chat. Only that I had saved it all, and I mean it all, going right back to the first fucking conversation. Unless I would be fucked. She would have free reign of this to do what she liked without me being able to say, no.
Always save your chats with Tiffany, people. Always. Believe you me, always.
I was shocked when she accused me on the 4th of May. What happened was I used an old phone to communicate with people on. Tiffany kept telling me she was just effing with Nikki and planning to drop some type of bomb. That's what she was telling me. The advice I was getting off Tiffany. Now, I've always liked Nikki. I think I was the first person who went over and today, she's safe as fuck. She responded to me old school. I like the woman. I find her interesting. Now, I was meant to be going to have a chat with Nikki, and Tiffany was the broker. And suddenly that falls through. Now, here's another interesting thing, Nikki, because I'm sure you're watching. At some point, you unmodded me. Now, I haven't got a problem because I'm not a silly cunt about mod, and I don't go to many chats. I'm not involved in shit enough to be giving a fuck about moderating. But on the 4th of, after you had unmodded me between January and March, May the 4th, Tiffany sends me a snidey message, and I don't get it immediately because I haven't switched my phone on, remember? I've got to switch the phone on to get that notification.
Yeah.
But when I switched my phone on, one of the notifications I have is Tiffany's slimy message. So I'm able to go on it and there's the chat cleared. But there was also another funny thing. I had a notification that Nikki had modded me within a day of Tiffany blocking me. Got that? Now, when I went over to Nikki's and thought, oh, maybe it's a lag. Why the fuck is she suddenly modding me when Tiffany's just kicked me? Because this is what made me think there was some kind of skullduggery afoot. I did a tester, clicked on one of the chatters in her chat, and yeah, sure as eggs, I was a moderator. And then I think in the last week, I've been unmodded. I don't want to be your mod. I don't want to be any of your mods. To me, you're all weak, and I'll tell you why. So what? Tiffany went to Nikki and said blah, 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 and look, Yaxley's this. This is how I see it. If Katie now said Yaxley's a cunt because XYZ, my response as somebody who's interacted, it would be this. Well, I've had several fallouts with him. Nothing like that has happened. He's never done those things to me. We've had lots of disagreements and they've all been quite adult. I don't bond with this person of thing. Now, I know that you did shout at Tiffany in that phone call.
Yes.
But what I will say is this.
I don't regret it, by the way.
I know. But let's cover that. I know it's a horrible thing, but let's cover that. Look, there was another man who made a similar shouting video. So I want to set the record straight for you, even if you still stand by it. I just want people to know how that actually come to give another perspective. Now, it's in COVID. We're all isolated. If you remember, we're all stuck in. We're not allowed to see our fucking family unless they live with us. We can't leave our houses for 3 miles. This is in Britain. I don't know what the fuck was going on in America, but this is what was happening to me and Yaxley. We're stuck home. We can't even go visiting our relatives. Even if your fucking relative died, you couldn't go to the funeral. The Queen had to go to her husband's funeral and sit on her own. It was a horrible time, and we all were acting weird. The whole fucking bunch of us. We had become so desensitized to the real life. And this was real life to us. This was, I know I was on you nearly 18 hours a day. You're not Band Blazing Sky. You certainly are not. You're one of my favourite fucking people around here. You're one of the people I do go and have a peep at. So it was a weird time. So what happened between, you know where you're banned and you don't fucking want to be. I'm going to go onto YouTube now and start modding because I don't even think there's a fucking mod in the place. So what happened is, Yaxley, from your point of view, what set off that call? What was that week or whatever? Set the scene for us. What was going on?
Well, on the Monday, I had my COVID jab, and my brother took me, and I was in contact with Tiffany saying, I'm going to have it. There's a lot of people saying, don't have it, do have it, don't have it. So I had it, and I was in bed until the Thursday. I couldn't actually get out of bed. I was walking like a fucking 90-year-old man, and I was strained. And that's normal with it, or some people react to it like that. But that whole week, I basically had Tiffany, and I know Katie's in the chat, and she's heard this before. Katie's phoned me 8 times today. Watch this stream, watch this. And I was like, Tiffany, just leave me the fuck alone. I can't be doing YouTube drama. It's very, very similar to fucking John's, what's his fucking username? Don't tell any sense. Where she's just bombarding you with her issues because she's fucking up and she's fucking high on meth and she needs to fucking bounce shit off people. But the main thing that pissed me off was She kept trying to have an issue about Katie phoning her. I think Katie had phoned her 8 times or something, or whatever. She'd been pestering her. And I just said, change your fucking number, fucking block her, or be direct. Listen, if I don't want to speak to someone, I'm going to fucking tell them, right? I can't be doing with this. What do you think I should do? And so a lot of that was, well, if you listen to the Jeff phone call, a lot of how Tiffany was on that call is how she was being with me. So in the end, I fucking let loose on her. But what you guys don't know is what she said to me. But go and listen to the Jeff phone call. You'll get the idea. And I'll tell you now, there ain't one person on this fucking planet who speaks to me the way she fucking did. Very similar to the way she was speaking to Jeff that day. So, Tiffany, go and get it up, yeah. And that's why I loved it when that Jeff phone call came out. Because it gave you Tiffany, raw Tiffany. Not the Tiffany in the closet. Not the Tiffany going, pardon me, on your panel. The real Tiffany behind the scenes and how she treats people. This little princess madam who will fucking wreck your head if she thinks she's going to get something out of it. So, go and fuck off, Tiff.
Right, everyone's moderators. Nobody can now be.
Can you mod me there, Trace?
Where are you?
I'm there now. Back from the dead.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm back.
And now everyone's moderated, so we know who everyone is. Now nobody can come in playing their silly fucking games of cloning and pretending. It's going to be very difficult. That might not even be Katie, actually.
Hang on, I've not got a spanner.
Never mind. Someone. Oh, fucking hell.
Give me a spanner and I'll check it.
I just spanned you. It might not even be. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, I think it may. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I'm just going back now and moderating everyone so nobody can be.
Yeah, I think it's key.
Yeah, there we go then. So yeah, but here's the thing. When one person is recording, let's say now that I'm gonna speak to you and I know I'm gonna record it.
Yes.
I know when to shut her, when to record. Yeah. I know, I can prime you just before I press record, couldn't I? I could say, listen, Yaxley.
There's no conversation, Tracy. It's just me fucking sounding off her. And I should.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is she probably primed you before she set record off.
Oh, fucking hell. I had it for the whole fucking week. Fuck me. She never fucking stops. I'm in bed. Do you know what I mean? Normally, she would hit me up in the morning, her time. I would have just got back from work in the afternoon. I'd speak to her. I'd speak to Cash and her on the way to school. We'd have a laugh. And then I'd carry on speaking to her for a bit. And then I'd go and eat something, have something to eat. And then we would catch up later on at night. And she would always insist on going to sleep with me on the phone because she was messed out of her fucking head. But when I was off for a week in bed, I was her prime fucking meat. She just fucking fired. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, rah, man, what the fuck? Can you, normal people. So if your daughter who lives with you comes home and says, Mum, I'm really not feeling well, and she doesn't go to work for the week, you don't fucking peck her head on. You probably run around making a chicken soup and fucking, I don't know, doing a lot of water bottles or whatever. You know what I mean? No, not Tiffany. The drama needs to go on even when you're dying. So anyway, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Basically, because I recall at that period of time, because you were pretty, I had to say to you, now listen, go and watch these videos and you'll understand everything. And you did. And you got it all.
Yeah.
She was basically having you sitting in a telegram room at 1 a.m. waiting for her to come, but then she wasn't coming, and then you were finding her in streams and.
Oh, I went to fucking London to watch fucking England play, right, at Wembley, and we got hotel rooms, and I remember going down on the train, and I remember saying to her, I'm on my way to London, and about an hour later, I got a message. So my brother had some business in London, so he travelled separately, right, and he was going into London, we were travelling down on the train, me and the lads, and we were meeting up at the hotel, right. And when I got to the hotel, I sent him a photograph out the window of how close we were to the stadium. I was like, oh, it's fucking brilliant, it's brilliant. She fucking messaged me within an hour. You're in London with a woman, aren't you? And I was like, no, I'm with my family at a football game. You've gone away for a dirty weekend with a woman.
You know, for
And I
somebody
had to
who's having
literally
an
send her
affair,
the
she's
WhatsApp
pretty
conversation between me
demanding.
and my brother. Yeah, well, I had to send her the WhatsApp conversation clearly showing me and my brother talking about what time I'm getting to the hotel, what time he's getting there. Here's a photograph from the window. Look how near we are to the stadium, blah, 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 blah. So all of that shit. So I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said I don't regret it. I probably shouldn't have said that. What I mean is I don't regret treating people the way they deserve to be treated. What I
Well,
do,
you've never treated me like that, and we've
you've
had
never
some.
acted like that. You're not a
Yeah,
dick.
yeah.
What I do regret.
Well, me and Glenn have fallen out, but it haven't
Yeah.
come to that kind of shit. And you know, Glenn's just, if you look at what Glenn has just put in screen, he says, "I hate Tiffany. Wasn't anybody on YouTube?" Well, I hate saying this, but I kind of get it now. You know, as I've watched her over this last month, after she's deleted the chat and accused me of being shady, basically, that she knew what I was up to. I wasn't up to nothing.
No.
I lost a friendship, or I could have.
Yeah.
When you actually disappeared and I was saying, what the fuck? That could have been the end. Only that we hadn't had, well, I think even if we'd have had a big fucking fight, we'd have ended up friends. But
Well,
that was
yeah,
over
yeah,
you,
but it damages
Tiffany.
it.
That was over me
Yeah.
still trying to stick to the truth with you. It
Yeah.
was similar with Glenn. Glenn couldn't stand you, and I kept sticking by you because it was part of the fucking truce. I didn't breach that truce. The minute you did that with that chat, Tiffany, now at any point between then and now, you could have come to me and said, listen, I was paranoid, I panicked, I deleted the chat, yada yada. Instead, I listened to you, or I read a post. I can't remember if it was verbal or if it was a post, and you said, we have a private line of communication. You're pathetic. And I thought, what the fuck? This cunt is really, that's when I thought, nah, unless you think I'm a second-class citizen and those rules, or you're just full of shit. And I came to the conclusion, you're full of shit. I see you, Tiffany. I know what you've done now, because remember, I was in the middle of the fucking pair of you.
And she was coming.
I know exactly what you've done, and it went along these lines. You saw Yaxley getting along with Nikki and Amber. It goes one of two ways from here. So here's my two routes it went. You either went to Amber, and in a minute, Yaxley's going to explain something because I'm going to remind him to explain it. You either went to Amber and said, oh, look, I'm worried about you, you know, pretending to be girl codes and all this, and oh, Yaxley's a bad person. So you either went there and then the both of you played Nikki, or you went to Nikki, Tiffany, and you told Nikki what a bad cunt Yaxley was. I don't think Nikki was meant to go public. I think when Nikki started making those posts and you started coming to me saying, is she talking about Yaxley, do you think? Or is it Glenn? I think you knew full well, and you were testing the water to see what I thought and what I knew. So I think that happened, or because the reason I feel that Amber may have been involved is because this is Yaxley's story. Yaxley, why did you actually fall out with Amber? What actually happened there? Because this is all relevant now, it's out there. What was the situation with you and Amber? Because apparently you've been bullying her and wouldn't take no for an answer. Take it from there, Yaxley.
What happened was, me and Amber have always been friends. I think a lot of people were surprised because of that. But as I said, we were always speaking throughout, let me get my years right, last year. We didn't speak every day, but we spoke, I don't know, every week or so. I don't know, just caught up. Still were cool and everything after everything that had happened. Got on well. Not being on YouTube was really good because the conversations was about, I don't know, TikTok. Amber was trying to get me to go on TikTok and shit like that. Anyway, once I started speaking to Nikki towards the end of last year, my conversation with Amber speeded up a bit. We started doing a bit of flirting. We
Yeah.
did.
You and your fucking darling. Go on.
I texted her. I went to see Man City play, which is a crime in itself. But I went to see Man City play. I think it was fucking, I don't know, man, October, no, but I can't remember. And I messaged her from there. I was pissed off and I was like, hey, I miss you hearing your voice and that. And the next, anyway, we had a few really weird conversations, right? And it all went a bit weird, right?
Yeah.
You know, nothing, just you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But she dropped a few bollocks along the way.
Were you demanding, one of the accusations at the time was that you were demanding that she was coming to Britain?
Well, I mean, we've all got voice clips, haven't we, Amber? Do you remember the one that you said, if we ever got together properly, I would fuck YouTube off and I wouldn't care about anyone on there? That's one of my favourites. You've heard the phone call of me and Amber discussing England. So what happened was, Amber said, and Amber doesn't know this is recorded, by the way. She doesn't know this is recorded, but the problem
I did tell you to record these fuckers, didn't I?
I know. The problem is you slipped up, Amber. The minute that you said, I don't mind people on YouTube thinking we're LARPing being a couple, but if we got together, I wouldn't want anyone on YouTube to know. I said to you, but that would be the same thing, wouldn't it? That would be the same thing. What Scardy or Amy or Tiffany sees on YouTube, whether it's a joke or serious, would be the same thing. So that's when I started thinking, this bitch is trying to play me here. So I started recording. So there was this conversation where it's Glenn. Well, the thing is, Tracy goes away and leaves us to our own devices and we end up in the shit.
Yeah, you're a fucking menace, you are. You're worse than my fucking daughter when she goes down the lash.
Well, you know, guilty, you know.
Yeah.
At least people can't run round going saying I'm gay. Isn't that right, Tiff? Anyway, so it all went weird, and obviously there's two sides to every story. I'm sure Amber's going to have her say. She's going to have to, but it's not going to end well for you, darling. Anyway, let me carry on. So I started thinking, this girl's playing me here. She's being all cooey and that. And
but she was saying things, just to be clear, like,
we had a
if we do get together,
yes,
when I couldn't afford to come to London, I'd have to stay with you.
Well,
I could only afford the plane fare.
Let me say it about England. She said, I've always wanted to go to the UK. And I said, well, one day you'll have to come, won't you? And we didn't say next week or anything. We said, I'll tell you what, next year, meaning this year. Now, remember, this is, I don't know, summer last year, was it? Later, end of the year. We'll arrange for you to come to London. And she actually Googled flights, didn't you, Amber? And she said, oh, it's more expensive to come in the holidays than it is not in the holidays. I said, yeah, we get screwed over in Britain.
So you were leaning to that this girl was kind of into, well, no, less. I wouldn't be saying that to somebody.
She Googled flights for August of this year. So the next month coming up, and you know how long ago it was. Let's say it was a year ago. It might not be. It might be 8 months. It might be 10. Don't know. So she was Googling and she said, wow, it's so expensive. And then she said, why is it cheaper to come when it's not school holidays? I said, because over here, if you take your kids away when it's school holidays, you get screwed to the floor. If you try and take your kids out of school and take them away so it's cheaper, you get fucking threatened with prison. So we had this conversation, right? She was Googling it all. And she said, oh, I don't know whether she actually said, I would have to stay with you because I couldn't afford a flight and an hotel. I said, don't worry, I'll pay for it.
Oh, so when Nikki was posting that you were taking some interest in Amber and weren't taking no for an answer and you were obsessed,
we were being stupid.
You were actually talking about how she'd have to stay with you if she came to England.
Amber was Googling flights to the UK and saying she couldn't afford the flight and the hotel. Funny. She'd have to stay with me. And I said, I'll pay for it because I live with my mum. I don't work and I've got no money. Ain't that right, Tiffany? But I can afford a flight and an hotel in London. Just like...
And when I met Yaxley in London, and I know him on the next one, I said, I'm going half on this hotel. I'm not going to say I was offering to pay for it all because I'm not that fucking rich. He actually said, fuck off. It's on me. And I
Correct.
said, then I will pay for breakfast, which in comparison to the hotel room, you know, this was Weatherspoons. This wasn't fucking
Correct.
breakfast at Tiffany's or anything like that. It was like fucking £6.
Yeah. Yeah, but we had to find it. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember that taxi ride to the fucking hotel? And he said, yo, I could take a card, but I prefer cash. And I was like, yeah, no problem, mate, no problem. Where's the cash machine? He went, jump that fence there, run over that car park, jump the next fence. And I was like, what the fuck? Took me
And
about
I'm
half
sat
an hour.
there thinking, oh, I feel rough as fuck getting in that hotel.
It was about 20
And,
minutes. And when I got
Glenn,
back,
we'd be blowing each other's fucking bellies. Blow my belly.
anyway, so
My husband needed counselling over that.
anyway. So there was this was it wasn't serious. There was no debt. We were just talking, blah blah blah, being stupid. Do you know what I mean? It was like August, you know. Oh, it's there over the holidays. Anyway, to cut a long story short, Amber kept. She sent me a TikTok channel, and she would do TikToks, and I would click on them and watch them. And one day, just out of the blue, clicked on it. She was wearing an engagement ring. And I said, let me watch that again. Is that reversed? Is it flipped over? She's wearing a fucking engagement ring. So I messaged Nikki, didn't I, Nikki? And I said, Nikki, is Amber engaged? She said, I don't think so. I don't think she's even seen anyone. I went, she's wearing an engagement ring in this fucking video, in this TikTok. And Nikki went, let me watch it. She said, are you sure it's not reversed? I said, no, look at her top. It's all, that's proper. It's on her. Oh my fucking God, this better not be true. Anyway, I clicked on Amber's Facebook, which I already had because I'd sent her a message on Facebook Messenger.
At this point, just to clarify this,
Yeah, I'm not stupid. I was like, yeah,
if I was talking less, but I want to just say to people who are listening,
okay.
if I was talking to a man on the internet, or any of us were, and you know it, all of you, or you were speaking to a woman, if suddenly after a while of speaking and talk of hotel, staying with you and trips thousands of miles and all this shit, if that happened and something made you doubt them, the first thing we're going to do, now let's not pretend, we're going to crack into that Facebook and we're going to find out for ourselves.
Well,
Unless you are an idiot, that is what you're going to do.
See, what happened was we spoke on WhatsApp, but I had her Facebook because I'd messaged her once when I couldn't get hold of her, and she said, oh, I don't use Messenger, Facebook Messenger, which I found odd. So I had her Facebook. So I clicked on her Facebook, and the profile picture was her and a guy. So I clicked on the profile picture. That's all I did. Clicked on her account, her profile picture, and you could see the guy had the same fucking photograph. And she was in, well.
He said she was engaged to him, yeah?
Well, his page, that's another story which we'll get to, but his page said he was engaged, hers didn't. So
all that had happened there, though, yeah, she'd hidden her status so that it was not viewable.
Well, there's a long
He made
story
his
there.
public.
Yeah, there's a long story there. Long story there about what happened there. That was a massive red flag. Anyway, so because of this comment about pretending to be a couple on YouTube, because we were laughing, everyone noticed it. I was playing a song and we were doing emojis and shit. That put me on the back foot, and I thought, she's trying to fucking play me here, this cunt.
Yeah.
So once I found out, I messaged her and I said, Amber, are you single? And she said, yes. Why? That was enough for me. There you go. Game, set, and match. Diaz Felices, lying cunt. I did send her. It was £200. I don't know what that is in dollars. What is it?
God's sake, actually.
And I just said, get yourself something for Christmas. Get you and Lily something for Christmas.
But she accepted that.
Yeah, of course she did. I'm fucking grifting. She's a fucking ex-drug addict. Of course she did.
So, did there become a period there where she kind of changed? At a similar time of now that Tiffany's, now we know that Tiffany's gone sniffing to Nikki.
I thought she changed because I nobbled her over this guy.
Mm-hmm.
She told me, and I just straight away I just said, I'm not going to name names at this stage, Amber. At this stage, I said, so blank doesn't think he's marrying you then. When she said, I said, are you single? She went, yeah. And I said, so blank doesn't think he's marrying you then. And she went, oh. Now that was the point that I thought she'd changed. But with hindsight, I'm not too sure. I think she was trying to set me up from day one because she's a cunt. You know how you think this Amber that you said?
Well, if you remember though,
Yeah.
Tiffany told me and I told you, and I said, look, you know, take no notice of me because I've never rated Amber, to be honest with you. You know that. I'll be civil. I'll be civil, but there's something that just, I don't know, it's just gut instinct. So I said, look, maybe she's not so bad and maybe I've got a hard on for her because apparently she said to Tiffany, yes, I was flirting with him and I did lead him on and I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
That's what Tiffany told me and I told you. That really was told to me by Tiffany.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it fell apart after that. We had a row on the phone outside her dance studio where she works. I went through her like a ton of bricks. Nikki knows all about this. The rest, in terms of, after that, I sent some horrible messages to her, but I wanted something to prove that she'd been leading me on because she started denying things. So, a couple of days later, I said, you're a fucking cunt. I said, you were fucking Googling flights to the UK, and you said, and she said, oh, I've always wanted to go since I was a little girl. I said, a little girl? I said, you said you couldn't afford to fucking pay for the flight and the hotel, so you'd have to stay.
That's right, because she told, that's right, because you told your side, and she then said, no, he's mixing it up. I only said I've always wanted to go to Britain.
Okay. I said, what? So you wanted to stay at my house when you was a little girl, did you? Really? You've always wanted to come to the UK and stay at my house since being a little girl. And you know when you catch a liar out, Trace, and they're just all over the place. And that, basically, there was loads more to it. I pecked her head a little bit. I fucking went through a little bit in text. We only had one argument, and it was like 20 minutes or something like. It was just me saying you're a fucking gay playing cunt.
Well,
I pecked her head in text. I wanted something back which confirmed that she had been sort of playing me. So I did a few little tips and tricks to try and get that, but it didn't really work out very well.
Well, context matters, and now in that context, and the people in the chat out there and the people just listening and lurking, if you spent time speaking with someone and they were saying one lot of things to you, and let's just take the trip to UK, she says to you, actually, I'd have to stay with you because I could only afford the plane fare. And so that's one way. But she then tells the other people, I can't remember who she told, or it was either Nikki, I think, or came out with it, that she had never said she wanted to come to Britain and stay at Yaxley's. She actually said, when I was a little girl, I used to want to come to Britain.
What she doesn't know is I recorded that call. So how about that?
Well, I had said to you long before,
we're going to get to play it. How good is that, everyone? How good is that?
I told you from the beginning, and I know you didn't take my advice right at the start, because I know that, I don't know whether you thought I was jealous or just fucking trying to be a cock. I don't roll like that. When I said to you, listen, there's something about her, you carry on, but there's, just remember I said it.
Oh, so should we get on to what Tiffany told me about Amber, because we've done Nikki?
Yes.
Remember when Tiffany was playing a hero and putting herself in danger? Well, she said to me about Amber, she said, listen, Paul, she said, don't waste a minute more on that fucking trashy druggy Paul, whatever, those words. She said, she's done this before on the internet to numerous men, right? She turned up at Jamie's, he couldn't fucking stand her. She's a fucking piece of shit.
Oh my God.
I actually said to her, and the only thing, right, I actually said to Tiff, I said, I didn't realise there was several book shots. I thought it was just one or maybe two or something. And I said, can you give me some information on that? She said, no, you'll have to find it yourself. So fair play to her on that, but I think that was just her not wanting me.
But in her own ass, so you could never
Yeah,
say Tiffany sent him to me.
Yeah. But she said, I'll
Mm.
tell you now, she's been done for drugs and prostitution. She's a fucking
Jesus.
skank. She's a skanky, druggy whore, Paul. Don't waste your time. She's done it before. She's known for it on here. Block. Same advice as Nikki. Block her. Don't ever speak to her again.
But actually, you do know the moment that you did that,
Yeah.
she had sealed the deal because they had no way of saying what's the matter with you. You were never going to go to them. It all.
Yeah. Well, it was. I didn't really care, even when Tiffany was going into the. Have you gone, Tracy? I can't hear you.
No, I'm here.
Oh, even when she was going into the chat, Nikki's chat as Dentured Buffalo, she was just going in there pissing Scardy off and other people.
Yeah.
It wasn't really nothing to do with me. I didn't give a shit. But when she started cozying up to Nikki, I went
After the advice.
Oh, hang on a minute. You've given me advice about two people, and
Yeah, but she
now-
had to keep you away from him, Yaks, in case it ever came out.
yeah. So basically, I mean, I had no idea the extent of it. I had no idea that Tiffany had.
Well, I didn't until that Scatty comment was
Yeah,
when it really
shout
hit
out to
home
Scatty.
to me.
Shout out to Scardy, by the way. Shout out for that, because I'm telling you now, we wouldn't be sitting here today if it hadn't been for that. So nice one for that. We had no idea the extent of it. And to be honest,
I
with you,
had unsubbed to Nikki, you see, once. What happened was, I hadn't, come January, late February, I just, you disappeared. It was like, it was all just weird and it was kind of dead here. And, when you've had the kind of laughs I've had with you and Glenn, when those laughs are gone, remember, I've lived through really funny times here. It was like a come down. It was a letdown. So I stopped being around as much and I started my bike riding and I started to look more and more into other matters, not just politics. Listen, actually, I could debate you on politics, you rat.
but just go back
no,
to
I really could.
No, sorry, Glenn.
No, so what happened was I went a bit quiet,
Yeah.
but I wasn't doing anything. I was just quiet. And then I was thinking, hang on, you were saying to me that Nikki's this fucking crazy cunt. And, I know you like her, Tracy, and I know you speak highly of her, but she's actually really fucking bad news. She's worse than anything we've come across before.
Yeah.
So I was quite shocked when her and Tiffany started being such pals. I just immediately unsubbed from Nikki's because I thought, what the fuck? I if I want to listen to fantasy and fiction, I go to the library and borrow a fucking book.
Well, Glenn's just put a really good comment in the chat, right? And I want to read it because it said it's one thing to get in the bathtub with Tiffany, it's another to drink the water. Glenn, I blocked Tiffany when I saw Nikki get in the bathtub with her. Mate, I had no idea that Nikki had drank the water until fucking yesterday. I didn't know the extent of it. When Nikki made those posts, to me, that gave credibility to Moser saying she's a fucking asshole. Because they were so salacious and over the top. No one on this planet would have put that about me. So I just thought, hang on a minute, Tiffany's right. She's a nut job. I had no idea.
Look,
now I think I understand it a lot more.
Well, I think that what happened was she probably used the audio of you giving her hell. And like I say, number one, the person who's doing the recording knows when to record and when to mute. Number two, the person doing the recording can mute and start calling you all the cunts into the sun and then just unmute for your response.
Yeah.
That is not a fair set of play when only one person knows they're being recorded.
No.
But Yaxley is not the only person who's fallen foul to this. Dr. Dissent, who I think is one of the funniest people I've ever met on here, he'd be one I'd like to have round for breakfast. Like, I find him so funny. But he fell foul of her, and there's a raging phone call of him shouting at her. Forrest Jameson made a few ragey calls to her. But what you've got to remember is, it's like I was saying, this was COVID. We were all silly and, You know, we were stuck in for fucking months on end. Everything felt hyper and amplified. I can remember, because I was speaking to Yaxley at the time. Him saying, I haven't been to bed. She's had me sat there till 3 o'clock this morning, waiting for her on Telegram, because if I don't go, she throws a fucking fit. And she's in fucking streams chatting and then telling me she's fucking ill. That you can see why a man might get a bit shouty, let's say. But let's be real. Everybody fights unless you're a nutcase. You know, Scaddy had to fight with her boyfriend. To me, that's not a big thing. And me and my husband used to have spectacular ones. My one told me, if you be silly and act like a man, I'll knock you the fuck out like one. If you hit me, I'm going to deck you.
I can imagine you going to deck him as well.
Pardon, what was that?
I said I can imagine you going to deck him as well because you're a fucking lunatic. Do you remember them coppers in fucking Parliament Square? I thought we were getting arrested.
Well, funny enough, actually, when I'm in a relationship, I play the subservient role. And even though I knew I could knock him the fuck out, even if I waited for him to go to sleep to knock him out, I used to just curl up in a ball.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I spoke to you privately.
If a woman threw fucking hands at me, or a strange man came to my house throwing hands at me, trust me, they'd be leaving with no eyebrows and fuck all, because I got a can of hair lacquer in my hall and a lighter. And if any miscreants come through my door, I'm going to be like, they're going to think there's a fucking dragon in you. I'm just going to take their fucking faces off for being silly enough to come to my home.
Tracy, can you pin the StreamYard to the stream just so it doesn't disappear? Because I'm sitting here expecting Moser to come and be heroic.
Hang on then, so invite guests.
Pop up and kick my ass. What was it? She put herself in a dangerous position. The only people who put themselves in a dangerous position with Moser is fucking Amber and Nikki. But hey, that's all to come. Isn't that right, Amy, Granny, Fanny, and
Star comment. All I can do apparently is star it. I don't know what that means, but I've starred it. Yeah, there's no word pin. I'm on the fucking phone.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just keep dropping.
I'll keep periodically dropping it now that you've mentioned it.
Well, the thing is,
anybody can jump on you if they got a question relevant to what we're talking about.
Well, we did
a statement.
I'm quite happy to answer questions. I'm not trying to come up here and say I'm a fucking angel. What I'm trying to come up here and say is, if someone lies to me or tries to fuck with me, you're probably going to get what you deserve. But not everyone would agree with that. But
you know this fake outrage of he was shouting at someone on the phone. Let's get a grip. These are a bunch of people who call CPS and have each other swatted and fucking call people's mums and dads. Let's not pretend we're shrinking violets here. Because I don't do any of those things, but I will have a rage at someone on the phone if they fuck me over. Well,
they all get prudish. Oh my God, did you hear that stream? He actually spoke nicely to a female. What a slag.
Yeah.
It's called life. Two people all of a sudden find themselves in some weird conversations that goes a bit weird. One of them's a lying cunt and the other one's just a bit of a chilled out dude. Whatever.
Here's the thing though. I do feel I'm glad I stuck with my truce with her. Because I never want anyone to be able to say, you did this to so-and-so and then you kicked them. Because that's just not my I like people to throw the first punch. I'm big enough and ugly enough to take the punch and give them one back. So I'm happy for the person. I don't want to lay in my bed at night and wonder if I was a bit harsh or should I have done that or should I have said that.
But that's the problem, Tracy. When things like this happen, and they've happened in the past with various other things, I don't want to, A, drag you into it when you're not involved. Yeah. B, make you make a decision. C, get you to not honour a truce. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the best thing...
but at the time when you do it, I think, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, but it's just...
In the moment.
I knew I had a busy year, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah. But I can also understand it, because if I put myself in your shoes, if the shoe was on the other foot, let's say, and you were truced with Katie while I wasn't, and Katie I knew was backstabbing me, and you were sat passive on the wall, I'd probably have a little bit of bad will towards you. I'm not going to lie. So I accept that. I accept that.
Don't get me wrong. I did not know the extent, right?
Yeah.
Even when Nikki made those posts, I didn't think
No.
Moses something to do with it, or because Moses was coming to us going, "Told you, she's a fucking lunatic."
Who is she talking about, Glenn? She was saying.
Yeah. She doesn't know you, Paul, like me and Tracy do. They can't be about you. You fucking cunt. Click the link. But so
what do you now that we know all this, and anybody in the chat can give an answer if they know it, what do you think the motivation was? Do you think it was get rid of Yaxley because he's dangerous with Nikki and Amber, or do you think it was get rid of Yaxley and I'm cuckoo in that nest, I'm coming in?
Well, I think first of all, she knew she was on the outs with Granny Fanny and Amy and Retro, and sorry if I'm missing anyone else out, but they're the three that I know the best. She knew she was on the outs with them because she'd been caught out shit stirring with Natasha Cooper and all of these people I don't fucking know, but there was a load of shit flying around. She knew that her days were numbered, so she had to find a new fucking nest to fucking infiltrate. She had her hands tied while I was streaming with Nikki and friends with Amber, because I was blatantly saying, if you fucking go for my friends, I'm going to fuck you up. And that's why she never said anything. But Tiffany doesn't think, all of this quit while you're ahead or think about the consequences. Tiffany's so meffed out of her mind, she probably thought, I'll get you back. But she had to wait till I wasn't here, or initially play the innocent little damsel in distress. I don't know what any of this is about. Oh my God, Paul, Amber is not worth your time. She's a slag. She has to do that and then go in for the kill when she hasn't got the balls to basically go over to Nikki's and say, right, let me on your panel. I'm going to sort this out like it's being claimed she did. Because I'll tell you what, if there's anyone on this panel thought that anyone on this planet or on YouTube thinks that fucking Tiffany Moser handled me on behalf of Nikki and Amber, wait and see what the next few weeks and months bring, and you'll find out that's not fucking true. Isn't that right, Tiff?
I think that Glenn's hitting on the head with, I don't think Tiffany has a motive. I think she loves chaos and destruction. Now, I said about this, my sister and the cigarette on the thing. Now, even as you can say, oh, but that's children. Even as an adult, the last time I spoke to that stinking worthless cunt, and we've got a funeral to be going to. On the 14th is a funeral. And a distant relative, but we will all be there. It's going to be the first time I'm in close enough proximity to strangle the bastard. And I might well strangle her even where we are, because we were in Prague, which, Europe, fucking, but not Britain. We're in Prague and she gets very drunk. Now I'm getting stoned, so I'm just mellow. I decide that I wanted to take her into Hard Rock Cafe. The Hard Rock Cafes? Everywhere we go, London, Benidorm, where else? Turkey, we have gone to the Hard Rock Cafe. So in Prague, I wanted to take her so she could get a t-shirt, Prague, Hard Rock Cafe. She got them all. So I said, so my sister Sharon said, what are you doing in a bit? This is the one that reminds me of Tiffany. So I said, well, I'm taking her into the Hard Rock Cafe. So she said, for fuck's sake, Tracy. Remember, she's a silly she's a rich bitch like her. Got a totally different lifestyle to me and deluded. So she said, for fuck's sake, Tracy, you can go to a Hard Rock Cafe anywhere and eat burgers. So I said, well, actually, we can't, because she wants one from Prague with the T-shirt. She collects the T-shirts everywhere we've been. Mm-hmm. She said, well, I wanted you to come to the concert in the cathedral. So I said, well, that's not my cup of tea, and I can watch that on fucking YouTube. So off I go. Well, she got very, very drunk, okay? So as I'm coming back to the hotel, I get a call, and she says, where are you? I said, I'm back at the hotel now with Erin. She said, come to the restaurant across the road. So I said, oh no, I'm tired. We got the flight tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. She said, no, please, I've brought you a gift. So I said, right, I'm only staying half hour. So we stomp across to this fucking place. In we go, it's heaving. So they are pissed as parrots, her and my other sister, and I can't take a drunk, especially because I'm sober. So she said, I bought you these. So she's bought me, because in Prague, they do amazing confectionery. She's bought me a giant sweet. So I said, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. She said, eat it. So I said, I've just eaten. I don't want to eat it now. I'll eat it after. No, please eat it. I'm feeling a bit sick. Please just have a bite. So she's now getting on my last nerve at this point. So I bite the sweet. I chew it. I say, oh, thank you. It's beautiful. So then we sit there. So I said, she said, have a drink. So I said, I don't want a drink. She said, you can't sit here without a drink. So I said, but I don't want to drink. So she said, bring us another glass, because she's shouting and fucking all loud. Over they come with another glass, fucking pours a drink. Go on, have a taste. I don't like it. I know I don't. I don't like wine. Yes, but that's because you're common. No, Sharon, we both come from the same place. We're both council house girls. Now, look, I think I should leave and go back to the hotel because this is going to get silly. Well, fuck me. She jumps up and says, I know you want to hit me. Go on, hit me. So I said, oh, just get the fuck away from me. I said, come on, Erin, we're going. So she said, go on, take your little slut daughter with you. No, yeah. My daughter's 15. I fucking spun. The bouncers are fucking in between us. They're carting her off. I'm being cut off. I said, I promise you, I'm going to fucking murder you. Enjoy yourself now tonight. It's over. Tomorrow, watch it. So off I go. So then I realise she's got the fucking boarding passes for the plane. I'm thinking, holy fucking shit. So I think, right, what I'll do is I'll go to reception, get them to go up to the room when she gets back and get the fucking boarding passes. They go up there, say about the boarding passes. They come down and said, she said, would you go up and get them yourself? I thought, right. So I stomp up there. I said, I want my boarding passes. So she said, coming in. I said, I don't want to come in. Just give me the boarding passes. She said, I don't know where they are right now. I said, let's not play games. Give me the fucking boarding passes. I can get them reprinted and it can be hard work and you're just going to put me more in a fucking mood. I haven't forgotten what you said earlier. What did I say? I said, just shut up. Leave me alone. I go downstairs, back to my room. In the morning at breakfast, I see my other sister. So my other sister said, oh, Tracy, please, just keep it calm. She was drunk. You know what she's like. I said, I'm going to fucking kill her the minute we're in Britain. Before we're even down the steps of the fucking plane, I'm on her. She said, you'll be arrested. I said, I don't give a flying fuck. As long as I'm arrested in Britain, I'll do 24 hours in the cell and fuck it. Whatever it is, worth it. She called fucking Erin a little slut and that's it. That's my line. With that, she comes out. So she said, hit me now. Go on. Hit me. And she's right in my face. They spittle. I said, you still smell of last night's drink. You need to go and fucking clean your teeth. You do. You know what, Yaks? On the plane, as we're pulling in to Cardiff Airport, this is on my children's lives, I look and there's all policemen with fucking guns. So I says, what the fuck? I said, there's something going on here. So I think, oh, fucking hell, I wonder what's happening. Here they come up the steps. So I think, oh, she's gotten a fucking guard off the fucking plane by saying that I threatened her. So she gets taken, she gets taken through customs quick. But I'm stuck on the plane. They've taken her off. Now, by the time I get through, I just spot her. She's just about to leave the car park. I fucking sprint because I was just going to smash the car in. She stuck her tongue out, poked her fingers up and drove off. And I've never seen her since. But I've said, the first opportunity. Now, she reminds me of Tiffany with how she played, the provoking with the phone call. And You know, she was willing for me to smash her in the nose because she knew if I hit her in Prague, I would have been jailed in a foreign country.
Well, look at the way she treated
Fuck
Jeff.
knows what conditions.
She was trying to provoke Jeff. She was threatening to kill him. She was trying to.
Yeah.
She was hitting him.
Well, she was calling him gay, and she is a very provocative person. So what I will say
I'll
is,
tell you what she actually needs, and I don't mean off me, off a female in Muriel.
good kicking.
Go fucking hammer her. Yeah, because where me
She's
and
never
Tracy,
had one.
you can't act like that because you would fucking hide it. I've got the
She's
same
never
problem.
had one. That's the fucking problem.
Same problem with my niece. She's fucking all over the place, man. She turned 16, and I'm like, shit. You're going to college. You're going to get a fucking hiding if you don't fucking ideas up. She's got no respect for anyone, and I can see it happening.
Yeah, because Erin's leaving home next week, but not before. She's going to Ibiza for fuck's sake, and then she's moving into her own apartment. My mind is fucking shot with it.
Live, Tracy.
But yeah, like she, you know, with Jeff, you know, you all seen it in that one call. You see that how she provokes Jeff into reacting. She says you're gay, and she, you know, she pokes at him. So what I would like to say to you is, anybody who's heard the Ashley and Tiffany recording, ask yourself, why is Tiffany not speaking in any of this? This was a phone call.
That's a very good question, isn't it? Oh, I wonder why. I wonder why.
I wonder what she was saying, because my sister has now gone round to people and said, oh, Tracy lost her mind in Prague and wanted to batter me. No, you called my fucking daughter a slut. And first of all, she wanted to control me and fucking get me going to some silly fucking musical. But I wanted to go, you know, she's just a freak. But Tiffany reminds me of that. This situation reminds me of it. So you can judge Yaxley shouting. Don't tell me anyone in here ain't had a stand-up fight with a partner or with a friend even, because that's real life.
When I said earlier, I don't regret it. What I mean is, she deserved it. Simple as that. And if the cap fits, wear it. You know, she deserved it. And there were times with Amber where she deserved it. And deep down, she knows it. She tried. I don't know why these crazy bitches try and fuck with people who've got a brain. Because then you're not going to get away with it. I said to her, are you single? Yes, she said. We're going to get to see that, aren't we, Amber? And a few people are going to get to see that, aren't they, Amber? Because with regards to the link, let me just say this as well, Tracy. I'm not going to do a tit for tat. I'm not going to be sitting listening to Tiffany. I'm not going to be sitting listening to Nikki. I don't give a fuck. I'm not there to do a tit for tat. I'm here to solve an issue, and I will do that how I see fit. So if anyone wants to...
Your name's being... but for Scaddy,
yeah,
apparently Nikki is in her streams periodically still. Why is that? Why is she actually even being discussed?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I changed all my socials, my Telegram, everything. I unsubscribed from everyone on YouTube. I haven't looked at one fucking thing. Do you know why? I didn't care about it. I knew me and Tracy would fucking... Well, the reason I messaged Tracy, ironically, is because in 2 weeks I was supposed to be in Cardiff, but actually that's fell through. It's a football match. The weekend are playing... he is playing Wembley Stadium, so they've had to move it to Cardiff, and there was a chance that I was going to a football match between Man City and Arsenal on the 16th of August. So I was thinking of you anyway, Trace. And if I'd have gone down there, I would have definitely have hit you up, because I'd have met up you, because I would have been around the corner.
Of course, at the time when you disappeared, I think, oh, what the fuck that asshole.
Listen,
and then you get laugh at you and Amy get very brave within 2 days of you disappearing.
Here's the thing with me, and it goes to Tiffany, Laugh, Amber, anyone. I don't always expect everyone to be happy with what I do, but there'll always be a reason why I do what I do. And you get that. Start by not being a lying whore. How about that, Amber?
Well, if Amber was someone, how long before Amber decided she was terrified of you and needed Tiffany to come and save her ass, how long before had she taken the money?
Well, the money was for Christmas. I sent it to her and I said...
So she had the money for Christmas and then in January?
No. The last time I spoke to Amber was December. I've not spoke to anyone in this year.
So she took the money basically and then decided, let's call it as it is.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Within
on.
days of the money.
Oh, my God. Come on.
I mean,
That ain't the action. Listen, if somebody tried to give me something and I knew they were romantically interested in me or I had an inkling, and if I'd have been saying to them, look, when I
Yeah.
come to London, I'll have to stay with you, and I would feel that it was reprehensible to take the money and it was foolish and also kind of leading the person on. I don't know, that's just me. Who am I?
yeah, well, it
I'm an
wasn't
old
meant
cunt
that
in
way.
Wales.
Listen, let me just say this, and I've got to watch what I say here. I got more familiar with Amber's situation. She had some fucking dude fucking promising in the earth that probably never going to happen because he's a fucking nutcase. I won't elaborate on that at this stage. She does. She's a very good mother to that little girl. They do a lot of things together, and it was my way. It was for her, really. It was my way of just saying, listen, get something extra that you wouldn't normally have got over Christmas, whatever. Whether it's a present or whether
It's still
food,
it's
I don't
still
know.
foolish to take it in the circumstances that were going on, Yaxley.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't know.
I'm just a nice guy, Trace. Like when
Well,
there was no way when we went to London, I was going to let you pay, Trace. There was no fucking way. No way.
I know, but
I'm not gonna let you
I've
say
then
it.
since
Keep
said
saying
to
I owe
you.
you. You keep saying
No,
I
but then
it's my turn. No, it
but
isn't.
since then, I've said to you, look, when you come, it'll be on me, and we'll have a
Well, it
blast.
won't
We'll
be,
go
will
out.
it? I won't allow it.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if but we're not romantically involved, so it's not.
Hey, never say never.
Yeah. Well, there is that exactly. I haven't interviewed you on the bed yet, and apparently this is where it all goes off.
That's where we're doing it next time. Yeah.
That's where it all begins.
Yeah. So, can I just say one last thing? And you can take this however you want. If I were you, Amber, I'd find out who called CPS on you because I can give you some breaking news. I know who it was. Do you know why I know who it was? Because they told me they'd done it when they realised I hated you, and they took great pride in telling me that they'd done it. And guess what? I've also got them actually recorded saying it. But I tell you what, the reason why, well, like I said, since not one time this year have I been around YouTube or anywhere. I changed my Facebook, changed everything, all my socials. Yaxley Live was dead, but I'm back from the dead because I want Tiffany. I enjoyed Tiffany sorting me out so much the first time round. I've come round for her to do it again. So if I was you, Amber, I would find out who it was who phoned CPS on you, because I know and I can prove it because I've got them telling me. I'll leave that one with you as well. I'm not. So just going back to, I'm not going to fucking go back and forth. I don't give a fuck who streams what about what and plays what. I'm sorting things out offline.
Yeah.
So you can do all your little shit. What I will say is, if anyone has any questions or a conversation,
Now's your chance.
Now's your chance, because I ain't going to be going back and forth with any fucker. You either come here and fucking jump on this panel and have a conversation with me, or you can fuck off. And the only person I don't want that to happen with is Amber. She ain't coming anywhere near me ever again. I'll deal with her separately in a different way. Ain't that
Well,
right?
I'm glad I was on holiday when you and Glenn had her on the stream, to be honest with you.
Oh, that'll never happen again. You don't get two chances. No. You don't get two chances to fucking...
Anyone want to take a bet who the call who, what's that? Anyone want to take bets who...
The CPS
Oh,
caller.
who the caller is? I got it.
I'll tell you what, I'm not running a book on it because I will lose a lot of money. Anyway, so if anyone wants to fucking jump up, I don't know, Nikki, Scardy,
I feel that Nikki was played, to be honest with you. I believe that Amber knew that you were on to the engagement. Well, let me finish. I think that Amber knew you were on to the engagement ring thing and that you were catching on. I think that when Tiffany went with her fake concern, I think that it was a good time of, oh, great, this gives her the out. Are you with me? And
Yeah.
that's why she turned weird with you. And I think that we can't blame all of Tiffany with Nikki, and this is why. Nikki specifically said that you had misconstrued that she wanted to come to London to see you
No,
from an innocent
we're gonna hear it.
conversation. Well, she
We're gonna
couldn't
hear
have
the
got
call.
that off Tiffany. In fairness to Tiffany, she
absolutely.
couldn't have got that from Tiffany. That came from Amber.
There's some people in the chat who have said, I don't think Amber wants any of this. I don't think Amber's involved. Let me just say
I
this.
can't see them saying that. Where are they saying that?
Katie said it earlier on. Let me say this. I don't give a fuck. She has sat there and allowed my name to be trashed in my absence for 8 months. And
That's my issue with Amber. I'll tell you where it is for me.
Hey,
If somebody,
Amber, we can all trash names. Watch how I do it. Watch how I do it and where I do it. Go on, Trace.
here's the thing. This is the issue I have with Amber. If someone came to me, and like I seen once laugh at you in the James D chat saying that Glenn had threatened James D's daughter, which he hadn't. I'm not going to just ignore that. I'm going to come out on that, and I did. All Amber had to do was say, look, Tiffany, I see what you're saying, and I know you had it, but he hasn't been horrible to me. She did not have to go along with it. And according to Tiffany, and when I told you this, I swear, on all my grandchildren's lives, I've probably got the audio. Well, I know I have. It's just working out which one it is. She told me, look, Amber knows she was out of order with Yaxley. She knows she led him on, and she says she's sorry for it. And I came to you and said that. I didn't make that up. That came from Tiffany. But the question is, did it come from Amber, or did Tiffany make it up? Or did Amber really say that to Tiffany? Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
who are you on about, Patty? It depends if you're on about Tiffany, Amber, or Nikki, because we're discussing 3 people.
I haven't got long enough to tell you, Patty. The list, there's not enough ink on the internet for me to write a list. But I did say to her, once more, Tiff, once more, and you're going to fucking regret it.
And it is Glenn.
And yeah, that is Glenn, yeah. He just, well, it must be Glenn, because he's just offered to sell me his penis, and only Glenn would do that. Because it's only
he's references conversations that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, catch up at 175 sometimes you can get away with. Maybe not with me, because I'm quite a fast talker.
So yeah, what else have I got to say? Listen, by the way, your description of your stream, it must be a generic one, because it says this will likely be the last stream from me, as I've already made the full-time leap to TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, I've been over. I'm TikTok. I do about
what I'm saying is, it won't be the last stream, because I've got loads to show you, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking loads of it. What do you want first? What do you want first? Maybe it's time to fucking back up your threats, Nikki, and go to the police. Do you know what they'll do? Nothing. Because when they know what fucking people have been doing, they won't be interested.
Yeah. No, but the point is, you speak as you find. I would never accept that, because I know how Glenn speaks, because there was a period of time I was speaking to him from first thing in the morning and throughout the day. I know him better than anybody out on YouTube. So I'm not going to sit and listen to a lie. All Amber had to do was, she didn't have to add to this and then say, oh yeah, and he was trying to, I only mentioned that I wanted to go to London as a child. Yeah. And he started, look, no, you're the one who looked up the airfares. You're the one who said to Yaxley, I'll have to stay with you. You.
Yeah. Why is it more expensive in August than it is in May? That's what you fucking said to me. Yeah. But don't worry about it. Hey, this won't be Tracy's last stream, because I've got loads to show you. Loads. Fucking loads. Moser, jump the link, Moser. Jump the link. Tell me. Come and play the hero. Apparently you put yourself in grave danger. Come on.
I've only been hanging around you, and I make posts just to make the point of, let's not imagine I'm away scared of anyone. I just have nothing to say. But if I got to make my presence known, yeah, have a Palestine post.
Yeah. Well, I've not been around. I've changed my Facebooks. I've deleted
Listen, only when I've seen the Scaddy message did it all. It was like a eureka moment. You know, the man in the bath, Eureka, when he realizes fucking gravity or whatever it was, he fucking realized when he laid down in the bath. It was like, fuck. And then I was thought, but hang on. She was telling Yaxley, because I remember Yaxley telling me, and I can see it in the messages now, don't have anything to do with them. It was all...
One was an absolute nut job who lied. Every word out of her mouth was a lie. She's a crazy, crazy bitch, which actually I believed when Nikki did those posts. And the other one was a fucking slag who's had a history on YouTube and off YouTube of being a fucking prostitute and a drugger. That's what I was told. So Moser, jump the link. Come on. You put yourself in grave danger before. Do it again. Show me a hero, because you're going to need a fucking hero now, darling. You're going to really need an hero. You're going to really, really need an hero. You better start fucking singing, Moser, because I ain't happy. 5 years I've had your shit. A copper knocked on your door. 5 years, near enough to the day. 5 years, and told you to stop speaking about me publicly, and stop contacting me privately. And you agreed. That was July 2021, you fucking whore. Get on this fucking panel and tell me how much of an hero you are. So call me a liar. Call me a liar. Tell me that I'm lying, that you didn't say those things about Nikki.
And which I did snigger, because remember now, I no longer have any... I wouldn't piss on Tiffany if she was on fire in front of me right now.
No.
I am absolutely... I've given her so many after she shared my messages with me and Trollop's messages with Katie at the time. That was, you know, I shouldn't have let that fucking go, but there we are. I always think that people can change, and I'm always willing to, you know, give that fucking opportunity. But this latest shit, and to message me, see what happened was I hadn't had my phone with the fucking Telegram on. So when I put it on, it starts firing up messages. And then there's one and it says, 4th of May, Tiffany. And it says, I can see what you're doing. I get this now. So I think, what the fuck? I click on it. And when I hit the chat, it says chat cleared by Tiffany. And I thought, thank fuck I saved that fucking chat. Thank fuck.
Always save it. Always save it. Always save it.
So what happened was then I sat back, I made a couple of posts, and I thought, I'll give her an opportunity now to say something. No. And then I read a fucking post she did where she said, there's no need for all this. We have open lines of communication. And I thought, I'm glad you said that, because that allows me to now speak publicly and to publicly state where I stand, because I no longer have a line of communication with you. This is my only way to communicate with you. So...
Well, there's obviously more to come. That's just a rough outline. I only found out about all of this late yesterday. When did I email you? Yesterday evening? So I'm literally 24 hours into finding out what's been being said and what's been going on. I've got loads to go through and loads to show you. And I dumped it all. I literally left YouTube at the end of last year, dumped everything on external, and it's all there.
Well, once you shared Tiffany's messages, because you'd only showed me Nikki and Amber's in the just before you shut off, which was end December, beginning January, only when I was able to then look at Tiffany's did I have the picture of fuck.
Yeah.
So she tells him to block Nikki. Meanwhile, she's in Nikki's ear. Nikki thinks Yaxley has blocked her, so this doubly makes her think, and here we are. Crazy shit.
And no one's got anything to say?
Well, I'm sure they're pretty fucking stunned at this point. I was pretty fucking stunned. For me, I knew that something was afoot because some sock account was saying something. One that goes in Granny Fanny. So I thought, oh, right, okay. So I answered it and I said, maybe Granny Fanny will explain to you. And they lolled. So I thought, okay, they're peaceful, so leave them be. And when Scaddy popped up, and I clicked on it and made sure it was Scaddy, and I read that, I was like, is it Scaddy? Is that how you say it? Scaddy? Scaddy? Scotty? Scaddy?
Scaddy.
Yeah, well, I'm Welsh, so Scaddy becomes Scaddy.
Yeah. Well,
Because we're from Cardiff, not Cardiff. Posh people say, I'm from Cardiff.
Yeah.
Cardiff people say, I'm from Cardiff. So Scaddy to you is Scaddy to me because we rough the out because I'm Welsh. Wow. Yeah, it blew my mind. But what was funny for me was the day before when I saw your email, I had to look twice like, what the fuck? Yes, it's him. It's not fake. It's definitely actually. So it was like, wow. It was like, this is almost karma like, isn't it? Not karma, but it's almost like it's meant to be. Like planned or preordained.
Written in the stars.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's funny how it's like the old saying, isn't it? It'll all come out in the wash.
Yeah. Well, what's done in the dark will come to the light.
Well, these cunts have had an 8-month start.
Yeah.
Now it gets tricky though, because I know about.
Actually, what I will say to you is this: I have bore witness during our time of how ladies can get a little bit overly fond of you. You know, you had that other one, Kimberly, and then they get scorned. The problem is, I don't know what it is, because whatever it is it doesn't wash with me. Unless you're not showing me your best moves, you fucking bastard, you.
Nah, I'm quite laid back, man, and chilled out. And then I get myself into a situation, and it's cool, whatever, have a laugh and that. I ain't got no fucking, dependents, fucking wife at home wondering where I am. So
or a fiance.
Well, I nearly have one. All right, but that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. As a free agent, you're pretty much only hurting yourself.
And and I roll with a flow. And then these people get these fucking trumped up ideas, and then they lie, or they're devious, or they're not their real self, or there's something murky that you only find out after you've got close to them. And then you think, oh, so you're one of them. You're a cunt.
Yeah.
And then they go, no, I'm just a victim. It's like, never you weren't, were you? You weren't. You weren't.
So basically, in a nutshell, what we have here is everything seems to be tickety-boo until, well, I hate to say, until Tiffany inserts herself. And we can see that this has been some part of a longer-term plot, because Tiffany wasn't keen on Nikki from what she was saying to me.
She hates them both.
And I don't believe people change like that.
No.
And so it looks to me like that's why I've been hashtagging cuckoo. To me, Tiffany is a female cuckoo. Trollope used to call her a human vendor, which was very fitting. But I see her as a cuckoo. You know, throw the real bird's eggs out, get in there herself. I do have some questions, but not sure asking publicly would be appropriate. Well, would you like us at the end of this stream to stay in quiet? Or you can send us a link to come to talk to you, or is it one of us or both of us? Or I'm talking to Scaddy right now in comments. We can either, when we end the stream, we can end the stream and you can ask us, because you can come in and we can chat. We can use it to just chat. And no, we better not, because we've thrown the link. Yes. And then other people can come and hear we, can't they? Okay, you work it out how to do it, and Scaddy, how you want to do it, and we're happy to answer. I'm happy to answer anything.
I'm not.
Are you good?
I'm good. I'm not going to get involved in a tit for tat. So if you stream now, Tiffany, and say, "Oh my God, this guy! Oh my God! Oh my God!" I'm just ignoring it. I'm going to do what I now need to do. Okay. So I don't care who fucking.
He's a blinkered racehorse. He's in the traps and he's going one direction.
I haven't got the time to fuck around with people
Yeah.
on the internet, but I need to do something. I know I need to now do something.
Scaddy, look, I just thought if you jump in here after this is finished, what will happen is other people can kind of follow you and listen to us. So how about, oh fuck, how are we going to do it?
Well, if you set up another StreamYard
Yes.
and then
Scaddy, I'll set up another StreamYard, yes. And if you keep an eye out on your notifications, I'll drop you a comment on an old video.
Email me and I'll send you the link to the new StreamYard. Here is my email. There you go. There you go. You email me, Scotty, and I will send you a link.
Blazing said we'd be able to see people coming in.
Yeah, they'd be backstage, but the thing is, they could, if you don't keep an eye on it, because it's only you.
Yeah.
Backstage,
I get carried away, see.
I didn't want to say that.
I forget what I'm doing. Yeah, we're happy to answer. We are, you know, I haven't got a fucking problem.
I've got no
Private or
problem.
public.
I've got no problem speaking to anyone, but I'm not doing a tit for tat. I don't have the time for it. I don't have the inclination. But however, I know people have got questions. I'm not saying I'm an angel. I'm not saying I'm, but you have all been deceived massively. Now, I don't want to focus too much on, I don't care if Tiffany goes on panel with Nikki tonight and Amber. In fact, I'll say it now. I want them to stay friends because further down the line, if you think Amy Retro and Granny Fan is bad, when Tiffany's played with them two, it's going to be fucking carnage because she actually hates them. But that's fine. That's
See,
not
it makes me wonder now if it wasn't Nikki being flaky about the talk we were meant to have and whether Tiffany put the blockers on it, because there's no way she could have afforded anything coming out by accident between me and Nikki, because she knows I'm smart enough to catch on if Nikki said the wrong thing.
I think Tiffany sent Nikki into your chat, the last stream that we did, to say who said I was talking about Yaxley. I think she was sent in to do that because it makes no sense. She was talking about me. So number one, at best, Nikki is a fucking.
But she at that point you hadn't blocked her at that point because Tiffany hadn't told you to, but she had a line of communication to come to you.
No, no, Tracy, the post came after I blocked.
So Tiffany primed it, got you to block Nikki by saying she was a fucking crazy cunt.
And then the post came, the post came after I blocked Amber and Nikki.
Because Nikki was probably put out of joint.
So Nikki then set up in your chat to say...
Who said I was talking about Yaxley? That's right, she did, I remember.
I think she was sent in by Moses because Moses' ass started squeaking like it always does. Because, you know, this hero that she is, guess what? She in. So I think Moses' ass started squeaking.
Here's what I've learned over the last 6 months. You don't have to proactively kick people. I spent a lot of time on payback and going to and froing with people and fighting. I'm not making out that I haven't done it. I fucking have. You know, not as crazy as these bunch with the 360. I do fucking have times where I just disappear for months on end or whatnot. But most of the payback and the karma I've seen has come organically. When you try to kick back on that, it brings you in it. Just sent you an email, so you have my email, Scaddy, saying...
I've replied.
There we go. So we're on track. Scaddy can have their questions, public or private.
No problem.
And
don't have any problem
anybody can clip any part of this.
You can record
stream.
it all you want.
Yeah, use it. We don't give a fuck about it. There's not going to be any problem from...
You're not going to have time to listen to this stream with the stuff I've got to play. This stream is going to be dead and buried. You're going to want the stuff I'm going to play. Isn't that right, Tiff? So, but I'm not doing a back and forth. You can fuck off. You either contact me on these streams here and have the balls to come on, Tiff, come on, hero, or fucking arrange a private one but I ain't doing a back and forth. I ain't got the time for it. I know exactly what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. And that's all
I did. When I read the Scatty one, I had to read it about fucking 3 times. So I thought, nah, click on it, make sure it's there. You know the bit about how Tiffany sat there quietly while Nikki was raking you over the coals. I'm not sure why Nikki would be doing that anyway. Once you were gone, it seems to me this dangerous man, I'd be happy to see the back of him. I wouldn't be poking to try and bring you back.
This is what I was going to say. It doesn't make sense.
No.
Either, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, at best, Nikki is a complete fucking nut job, which I never saw any evidence of, and I still don't believe to this day. I don't believe what Tiffany said. Of course I don't. Or she is being used by Tiffany. But here's the thing. I don't actually care because I know how it's going to end. Again, I'll mention... Yeah,
I know how it's going to end.
Granny Fanny.
Well, look what she did to me. Nobody defended her more. I stuck to the truth when it was very difficult to, when it was causing not bad feeling between me and Glenn, but it kind of caused a kind of hiccup because it was awkward.
Yeah, it was awkward, and
I know, and I'm, you know, but that's...
Had you been in Amsterdam again and me and Glenn were fucking let loose, I would have fucking gone for Tiffany with him, and I regret it. I fucking held back and said, nah, she's not done anything. I don't understand. Well, we'll see now, eh? You have done something now, Tiff, haven't you? Eh? You have.
I don't understand.
Oh, by the way, just say, before I forget, there are 6 conversations between me and Tiffany, which are very, very nice. No shouting. You're going to get to see them as well, people. Isn't that right, Tiff?
That was a bit naughty, Tiffany. I don't know why you... I got a sister who does similar kind of crazy shit, you know? Engages you about another sister and says, oh, she did this, and you say, oh, yeah, she's a cunt. The fucking cunt goes and tells what you said and forget. Just nonsense. She's just a horrible cunt. I can't wait to lay hands on her, to be honest with you. Even at this age, you know, I'm beyond all that, but I know when I see her, I'm going to just see a fucking red mist. So I'm probably going to fucking lay low out of it. Yeah. Get abused for that, but hey-ho.
Thing is, Tracy, there's a time and a place for doing
yeah, exactly.
Like
exactly.
Now, this is my time and my place because I mean, I've been gone, should we say 8 months? Because it's like the 31st of July. And people are lying about me, and I've been gone for 8 months. Really? Yeah. How does that work then?
Well, if you look at the Scatty video, which gives you a time scale.
Send it to me, but I've not seen it.
Right. Well, if you look at the date on that, that's the 8th of January, okay? But other people have been popping up saying about Yaxley, Tiffany and Amber. So that was what all set this off. Yeah. I made a post, somebody popped up and said that, and then 2 days ago, Scaddy popped up and said what she said, and that's when I thought, oh, fuck, this is deeper than we thought.
A lot deeper, yeah.
Yeah.
It can't fly, can it, Tiff? Can't fly this one. I mean, if it was you, Tiffany, if you were sitting where I was, would you let it fly, Tiff? Or would you go... My
only thing I can think of, when she says to me on the 4th of May, I know what you're doing, or the 8th of May, I can't remember now. I know what you're doing. I can see, or I see through you. I know what you're doing. And she cleared the chat. I'm wondering if she was projecting, because I've only ever been cool as fuck. You know, even when Glenn was going at her, I stayed on those fucking, on the sidelines. And, now as I look back, I think, you stupid cunt. But in another way, I wouldn't change it.
I would rather have walked away than fucking you compromise your values and your morals.
Well, it ended the same anyway, didn't it? We are.
Well, I didn't want
Tiffany did it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what possessed her, but here's the thing, Tiffany. Had that not have happened, Yaxley would still be holding his tongue out of reverence to our truce. You fucked yourself. While
Oh,
you and I
well-
had that truce, Yaxley was being respectful to me and staying out the fucking way.
Well, let's say she fucked herself up her front one. I'm going to fuck herself up her back one. Ain't that right, Tiff?
See what Scaddy just said?
Yeah. Jump the link.
So-
Jump the link, Tiff. Tell me, where's the hero? Where's the hero? I thought you would fucking put yourself in fucking harm's way in a dangerous situation to help people out. Come on, Tiff. What's the matter with you?
100% Scaddy, that's exactly what she did.
You're
She's
a
an
liar.
opportunist. She thought, right, I'll send Nikki the audio of Yaxley shouting at me. I'll prime her. Meanwhile, I'll go to Yaxley, tell him she's a fucking nutcase. She lies about sexual assault. She lies about everything. Don't have nothing to do with her. Anything you say to her is just content.
Yep. Don't even have one more word with her because she'll use it against you. There's nothing to be sold. You don't deserve it, Paul. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Click that link, Tiffany, and tell me to my face.
Oh, now wasn't
Hang on,
Scaddy
Jake,
the
hang on,
person?
Hang on.
Sorry,
click,
go on.
Click that link right now, Tiffany, and tell me that I'm lying to my metaphorical face on YouTube. Click on the link,
Rip him a new one.
be the hero, and tell me I'm lying about anything I've said in this fucking stream, cunt. Do it. Come on. Big shot. That's not the link. It's a YouTube link. Put the StreamYard link in. Shall I do
Oh.
it? I can do it.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
can drop it,
you
yeah.
know what? I fucking love streaming.
Fuck
Yeah,
knows what.
it's just for you. You can come onto this panel right now and be the hero that you claim you are, and you can call me a liar to my face. Do it. I'm sitting right here, right now, Tiff.
Well, if she's done it once, it should be easy. She just got to
Surely.
reenact it.
Put herself in a very... Yeah, we'll reenact the conversation and how scared I was of you, Tiff. Click the link, Tiff. Tell me I'm a liar. I ain't going away this time. No fucking chance. You're going away this time. Believe.
Here's the irony is that while you and I were truce, Tiffany, that was why he actually left, was because he didn't want to try and control me, but he couldn't stand. He knew what you had done, or to an extent, not quite as much as we know now with Scaddy, how you played the hero, but we knew that you would, well, whispered in ears. That's what you did. Here's a funny thing. One of my first knowledges of Tiffany, I don't know whether this is relevant, but I feel it is, was Doug McGuire, who used to do a little bit of playwriting.
Yeah,
He
I know.
wanted me, he wanted me to be his narrator of his play. And he writ a part for me that he wanted me to narrate. And Tiffany went to him and said, why the fuck, Doug, would you want Tracy to be your narrator? She's this, and writ me a new one. And Doug told her, that's why I want her to narrate. I could not script somebody to speak like Tracy and then deliver it. It has to be her, because it's going to be, I'm actually giving her free rein. She's not going to have a script. She's going to have a basic script, but she's going to have free rein. That is why it will be her. But the point is, she was so eaten up and mad that she went to Doug and couldn't stand the fact that he wanted me as the narrator. She knew nothing about me. She'd never had any conversation with me. There was no reason for her to be like that.
I'm sort of caught into this, but Jerome Walker, I don't know who the fuck that is.
You know me. I haven't been around for ages.
He says, do you hate Nikki? I'm getting email requests to ask you. No, I definitely do not hate Nikki. I
felt a bit sorry for her.
I think she can answer a few questions, which I would appreciate if she did. But as it stands, I do not hate Nikki. I think she was very, very misguided to do those posts. Okay, I had blocked her. She couldn't contact me privately, but there was a way she could have got hold of me, and she could have spoke to me and heard my version of whatever she was told. Because they were so salacious, I didn't actually think for 1 minute they were about me. But I don't hate Nikki. I think Nikki can fill in a lot of the blanks. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying I'm an angel. Nikki knew a lot. The minute me and Amber had an argument, I told Nikki straight away, and Nikki knows that. The minute I found out that Amber was not well and was having various tests, I went, oh shit, why didn't she just tell me? Oh, that could explain some of her behaviour. Oh shit. Yeah, a bully doesn't do that, by the way. A bully doesn't go, you what? She's having tests.
There's been a lot of people that have fallen out with me over the years, very similar to what Yaxley's just been through with Nikki. And I now wonder, was Tiffany a player? You know, Doug, for example. Now, I know somebody's in chat pretending to be Doug, so I'm not even, because I mentioned Doug and then that channel pops up, which would have been his name, Keyboard Commandos Must Die. But Doug had some kind of problem with me randomly. And I'm wondering to myself as I look back at it, how many of those random things was Tiffany doing what she did to Yaxley to me?
Yeah, well, this is how she rolls. And again, I'll say it, and I'm sure you're all bored of saying it, but I have to stress this. I called this Granny Fanny, Amy, Retro. I called it many, many months ago, and I'll say it again. She just didn't like them. I know the type of people Tiffany likes. She used you, but she didn't hate you. She actually hates Nikki and Amber. So that's going to work out how it works out. I don't hate Nikki. I've got things that I need to do with regards to...
I think because I wasn't also going back and forth with Katie was a major thing in it, because I had no use, because I had stopped fighting. And if you look at my my community, oh, look at that. Look what Doug just said. Keyboard Commandos Must Die. Yeah, Tiffany calls. Oh, I.
So it is Doug. I've never met Doug, but I've heard a lot about him. Nice.
I told you, I used to be cool as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Funny as fuck too. Hilarious. Yeah. Funny as fuck.
I know you've said a lot of pleasant things about Doug. I've never met him, but I know.
I was shocked, but I'm going to be honest now. When Katie's in the chat, I put it down to Katie. Because I didn't know this side of Tiffany at this point, this running around whispering and pretending to be friends and giving advice and whatnot.
Can I just cut over you again? Because I'm fucking sorry, but Jerome Walker, can you tell Nikki the same applies to her as what we just said to Scardy? If Nikki wants to get in touch and do a private stream, she's more than welcome to jump the link. I've got nothing to hide. Right? I'm just sick of my name being dragged through the mud by people who don't know me. But if Nikki wants to jump on here now or wants to speak to me...
Yeah, but if Nikki actually believed her friend was in mortal danger...
Oh, it's fucking...
And that you would... Yeah, I know. But let's verge on the side of, out of the three of them, the least culpable, even though she's the one that sets it off, to my mind would be Nikki, because to me, she's just fucking gullible.
Yeah, absolutely. Nikki, I don't know. I don't know what was in her head. I don't know what she was told. I don't know what she was thinking. I know there was things that weren't good. I know that, I phoned her straight away. I said, no, I've just had a fucking row with Amber. And I fucking went through her like a ton of bricks. She ain't happy. So I know that. But abuse, women, police, come on, Nikki, you're having a laugh, aren't you? I'll tell you what, if anyone thinks the police are going to help them with anything that I do, I would go to them now. I would go right now to them.
Right now.
Because Tiffany and Amber, you're not going to... I know... Listen, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do, but I know I have to do something. And at the moment, I have to do something about Tiffany and Amber. That's what I need to do. Nikki, it's different. It's not Nikki's argument. Dragged into it. She was dragged into it by me. She was dragged into it by Amber. She was dragged into it by Tiffany. This is not Nikki's argument. I just wish she'd have said something before. either believing those posts or listening to the person. Because to me, I haven't got the posts in front of me. It's been 8 months since I saw them, but reading through them again in my mind, the parts that I can see in there,
Yeah.
they were dictated by Tiffany in my mind. So there we go.
Well, I, for one, can tell you, I said that I would stick to my truths. Everything that I've said I'll do, I've done. If I'm in a row with someone and they walk away and they don't want to fight with me, I don't keep harassing them. I don't keep mentioning them. I forget them immediately because I think that everybody should have the right to walk away if they want to. I just couldn't believe how much time, every time I did have a nose round, you or me were being mentioned some fucking way.
Yeah, well, that's got to stop, and I'm going to make that stop. And the people who let that happen, Tiffany, Amber, you're going to pay for it. 8 months, no way. You can call me a bully, call me whatever you want. 8 months, no copper, let's take the police, no policeman on this earth is going to listen to a couple of slags when a guy hasn't even been around for 8 months and you've been trashing his fucking name. That's not how it works. So I suggest you give him a call.
Well, yeah, and you know, for me, I'm just like, what the fuck? I was really fucking decent to a yak, seriously. I was fucking
Tracy, she was coming to us. Look, she was coming to us. I don't know. Oh, you don't deserve this, Paul. Amber's done
don't speak
numerous
to them ever
times.
again. They're both nuts.
You're a good lad, Paul. Fucking hero. Fuck off. Click the link on.
That's outrageous, Tiffany. I fair dues to you, though. You got some fucking front. You got more front than me.
Click the link, Tiff, and tell me I'm a liar. Click the link, Mrs. Fucking Hero, or whatever it is you are. Click it. Come on.
Or like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Come on, click it.
Ah.
Start tidying up your fucking house as well.
Hey, guys, I'm not meaning to encourage you guys, but I'm out of this trolling game.
Yeah.
Perhaps somebody should make a Tiffany kind of character with a superhero outfit on. Tap the Yaxley Slayer.
Apparently, she put herself into a very, very serious situation, a dangerous situation. Listen, the only dangerous situation Tiffany has been in the last year, when I told her that if she fucked with my friends Nikki and Amber, I would go nuclear on her.
Yeah.
That's the dangerous situation Tiffany's been in. And guess what, people? She didn't say boo to a fucking goose because she knows that I've got the fucking goods on her. And I've got even more now, haven't I, Tiffany? Got even more now, haven't I? You fucking arsehole. Click the link. Come and tell me I'm a liar. Come on, click the link. Let's show you. Let's see you stand up for the sisterhood of abused women. Come on, Tiff.
Anybody can come in this chat. Katie hasn't been saying nothing to me for quite a while.
No.
I haven't been saying nothing to Katie. I'm not obliged to continually be like on some hamster fucking wheel. Just, you know, there's only so much can be said. It's, you know, if she come in here and started calling me names, I'd call her names. I'm an adult. I'm able to communicate. I'm able to fucking put things aside and to think, hang on a minute, you know, how far does that go? What is the fucking point? That's just not my style. For me, and because I'm I am pretty good at brawling on online or offline, it don't matter to me either one. I'm pretty good at it. I can afford to let the person throw the first punch at me. I don't feel the need that I got to rush in and get them first because they're going to be so powerful. I need the element of surprise. Nah, I'm good enough that I can let the person throw the first punch and I'll still come out on top. Trust me. I could let them have 3 punches and I'd still stomp the fuck all over them. Just because I'm nice and peaceful, there is another side to me. It's a bit like spin the coin, motherfucker, and see which one you're getting.
The thing is, Tracy,
depends on you.
There's such a human side to you, and I've told you this in the past. she abuses that human side. She always has.
But I would prefer to err on the side of
I know.
being kind and being wrong than to be cruel to someone and to find out I was wrong.
The
I
girl-
can live easier with being taken for a mug than I can for doing something cuntish to someone and being wrong. That would cause me sleepless nights because I got quite a good conscience on me.
the girl.
So I'd rather someone mug me off and take me for a fool than to take someone for a fool who didn't deserve it. Yeah, she does definitely mimic. It's called
Tracy, Tiffany
Mhm.
emailed me in February 2022 was when I was exposing the truth about her and told me she wasn't sleeping and she was having suicidal thoughts, panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And within the click of a finger, I stopped it all. I couldn't take that risk. I didn't believe her, but I couldn't take the risk that 1% of what she was saying was true. So I stopped exposing her. What did she do? Tried to fuck me over again, then disappeared to fucking Lycan's pocket and to fuck Lycan over.
So could it be looking at Pulse X infused D, whatever that fucking means? She says, or he says, Nikki is a friend to no one. If you're useful, she'll use you. Well, perhaps that Nikki's using Tiffany too.
I don't know.
Maybe they're both using each other, but both think the other one don't know.
Listen, I don't really care about anyone else's relationships. I know how Nikki, Amber, and Tiffany's going to end. And again, Granny Fanny, Retro, Amy. She didn't like them. She didn't hate them. She just didn't like Amy, Granny Fanny, and Retro. I called it a year ago, right? I kept saying, when it goes sour, watch. She actually hates Nikki and Amber. Actually hates them. That's going to be one. All you guys with your popcorn fucking emojis over in the Glamour community, don't miss that one. I reckon Nikki might fucking serve her ass. I don't know. I know where Amber will be. Up a fucking drain pipe like a fucking ferret. But
I just don't understand. If you look at my TikTok, I'm loading 4 or 5 fucking videos a day. I'm off even live streaming over there. So I'm still doing what I do, but I'm just not doing it here. The only reason you see me in community posts is because I'm making a point. Don't imagine I'm hiding from anyone or I'm scared to be here. I just have nothing to say in any of the circles where I normally would have had quite a bit to say.
I went away on June the 18th and I got home July the 20th. I was away for a month and 2 days, and I regret to say that in the space of that month, I saw Air Force 2, the new Air Force 1, and the old Air Force 1. Just throwing that out there. But no, so I've been away most of the summer. I spent the whole of March helping someone rebuild their garden.
Well, it's been lovely, having it? Our weather has been amazing
but
since
Tracy,
the
I
middle
look
of
like
March.
Tracy, I look like a zebra crossing. Do you know, I went away on the 18th of June, and I've not put a pair of long trousers on since. I've been wearing shorts since the 18th.
Oh, I've wore shorts every day, and I don't mean Daisy Dukes.
I look like a zebra. I look like a zebra crossing.
I've been running around in shorts, not Daisy Dukes up the fucking cheeks of the arse or anything stupid like that. Mine are, walking shorts. I wear them a lot because, do you know what? You can get fucking soaked in them. You can literally jump in the pool, get out, and within 10 minutes you're dry because they're made for camping. They're fucking lovely.
Yeah.
And they do keep you cool too. But
I'm away.
I'm as black as the Ace of Spades right now. I'm as black as I can get.
You wouldn't fucking believe the contrast between my feet and my fucking legs, the bottom of my legs. It's crazy.
Oh my, because I haven't been on holiday, my body is nothing like the colour of my arms, legs and head.
Yeah.
That is fucking shocking.
Yeah.
But, hey Doug, while you're there, I'm glad that life went all good for you. And I see you went to Prague. I've been to Prague. I had a fucking experience in Prague with my sister. I wanted to kill the fucker. But yeah, I'm glad you were doing all right. And that, and I never knew what happened, but I've always thought back, when I think back to people who've been here, I do often think that we did used to have some great laughs. We spent a lot of time chit chatting, and I thought it was funny as fuck anyway. I used to be swearing and you'd be saying, "Oh, snips," all shocked. I'd feel like a common mare then, dropping the F-bomb. There was him saying, "Oh, snips," and me saying, "Oh, fuck this." Yeah, good times. You're an Uber driver, are you? Good, good. You've got to watch out, man. There's a lot of fucking weirdos out there, isn't there?
Jerome Walker, that is my email address. Whoever's emailing you asking if I ate Nikki, tell them to email me. If it's Nikki, she can speak to me privately. I'm not bothered. She can actually answer a lot of questions I've got because I'm lost. I kind of understand it now in my head. I know who the players are.
Yeah.
I can't understand why.
It's just working out at what point did this get said to you so that he can work out, well, look, at that point she was sending this to me in this message, and just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Is that what you say? Or is it crossing the I's and dotting the T's? Something like that. Crossing the T's and dotting the I's. I don't fucking know. Ignore me.
Does the bear
I'm
shit
having one of my senior moments.
Is the Pope a Catholic and does a bear shit in the woods or something like that? Well, all right, there's a soccer account fucking saying shit, right? Well, listen, this is my take on Nikki. When she did those, me and Nikki grew quite close, I thought.
Yeah, and I did.
We spoke about a lot of things offline. She told me a lot about her daughter who lives in England. We had conversations about
I like Nikki. I've always thought, because from the very first moment I spoke to her, I thought she was safe.
She was respectful. And I know she knew certain things about me and Amber. I know she didn't agree with Amber on something. She didn't agree with me on something. But there was never a sign as to what was to come. So when I was advised to block her and have nothing to do with her, and then posts emerged, I actually did think she was insane. I actually thought that Moser was telling the truth because I couldn't believe it. So if that isn't the case, I'm interested in that because I don't understand how you can go from being, I wouldn't say we was as close as me and you, Trace, but we spoke offline and we didn't just speak about fucking YouTube drama.
No.
I thought we were cool. The Amber thing probably, and I said to Nikki will tell you, I said, Nikki, I don't want you in the middle of this. I said, you're Amber's friend. I'm not having you in the middle of it. And she said to me, I'm both your friends. If one of you's done wrong, I'll tell you. So I actually tried to back out of it and say, you're Amber's friend. I don't want to involve you in this. And she refused and said, if you do that, I'll find you or something along them lines. So whoever it is who's asking if I ate Nikki, tell them to email me. If it's Nikki, I'll arrange it. I'll speak to her. I'm not bothered. I'm not going to do a tit for tat. I don't give a fuck what Moses streams about. She can fucking go on about her revenge porn. She'll never tell you the truth. She revenge porned me 3 times over the course of a year before I released the video that I released. 3 times.
See, I'm old school and I don't get this. Women now, they want to be drinking their pints and they want to be having their tattoos and their fucking piercings and acting like fucking dudes round the place. Ladettes, I believe they're called. Drinking pints and fucking belching. To me, you can't have it both ways. You can't run with the hare and the hounds. So this fucking, but a woman can scream at a man and it's different. Tiffany screaming at Jeff in that call, to me, is not much difference to Yaxley shouting at her. Well, except for it is kind of, because we know what was going on in the other one. But, if you poke at someone enough and you press record on the phone, you can get anybody wound up if you know which buttons to press.
Well, this is it. The thing is, I vehemently hate liars, and Tiffany knows that. So if you lie, you're kind of fucked, aren't you?
My only thing with Amber is I think that when Tiffany started working her superhero magic, that Amber should have judged you on what her experience was. And yes, you had shouted at her, but if I was seeing this man and you know, one of the first things I said to him when, you know, after a couple of, like about 2 weeks of it, I said, are you married? Because, and he said, listen, fuck off. You come to my house tonight. No strings attached. I'll cook for you. You can see where I live. I don't want you to even think that.
Yeah.
Now, had he have said, no, I'm not given me that insurance, because I did go to his house for dinner and there was no fucking women there. Had he not have done that, it was very likely that I would have gone and looked at his Facebook. And all of you would. If you were speaking to someone online and they were talking about coming to stay at your house and that, and you then saw the flash of an engagement ring and asked them, and they said, oh no, you're going to go and look at the Facebook, and don't fucking tell me you ain't, because you're a fucking liar. All of you would. Every fucking one of you.
It's basically called catching someone in the act. I know that.
Well, what else are you supposed to do? Especially in our fucking days, it's all this internet stuff. Come on.
Here's the
Tiffany
problem.
wants the link.
Okay, I'll give it.
Yax.
Let me just say this before. Here's the problem, right? The worst thing that Amber did was avoid any accountability by creating
Scroll back, Tiffany, and look for it. Go on.
The worst thing that Amber did was, because she didn't want to take any accountability, she let people like Tiffany and Nikki do it for her, thinking that she was going to hide in the shadows. Well, I'll tell you what, darling, those shadows are about to become spotlights. Well, let's see this fucking hero cunt.
Why do I keep when I press?
Tracy, I've got to go. I'm scared. I'm worried.
Don't worry, I'll look after you.
Oh, okay. Can we have Glenn up here? I miss
Yeah, please, Glenn, can you help me?
Glenn,
Can you help me keep Tiffany okay? I'm just going to mute and listen to the fucking pair of you for a minute.
Tiffany's saying the link's not there, so you need to post it.
You've just done it.
Yeah, she's
You've
saying
just done it.
You post it so she can't fucking go back and say they wouldn't.
Hang on then. How the fuck did I get? Oh, I got it. Hang on. Invite. Copy. I'm on a phone and this is like fucking working in Italian. Here we go.
This is disgraceful. It's not good enough, Trace.
I know, my skills are shit.
Well,
did I just post the link? There it is. Have I just posted it?
Yeah, you have.
Right. Well, it is disappointing, but there we are.
And I'll tell you what, just 1 second, cunt, if you're coming up to grandstand, don't bother, right? You're not distracting me,
You must not kick the dog, Roman. I'd rather you kick her than the dog.
You're coming up to tell me I'm a liar, or apologise and tell the truth, or we'll role play the conversation we had. You can be the hero, and I'll be the fucking little princess victim with a blow up unicorn.
And I'll do what Yaxley normally does when that kicks off, and I'll go, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
You remember that stream and I'm in the background going, oh
yeah.
no.
Oh fuck.
This ain't good. Oh, no. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be like Yaxley saying, oh Lord. Oh, there she is. So here we go. Right, can we keep this clean? Do we have no shouting, giving people fucking sound bites? There's enough out there. Take it away.
I'm muted.
Oh, am I supposed to start? I don't have any problems, so I'm not sure how to kick this off.
You don't know the problems you've actually have got. That's your problem.
No, I don't have
Go
any
on,
problems.
Yaxley, tell her what your problem is.
You've got loads on the way, darling. Don't you worry
No, I
about
don't.
it. Oh, yes, you
Yaxley.
Because why?
Because you're a cunt.
I'm not a cunt.
Ah,
Because
this
you're
is where this...
cunt. So,
I am not. No, I am not.
I'm going to get a beer while you two carry on. I'll be 2 minutes.
Well, you've had all this time to tell your side of the story. Let me tell the truth now.
Who's she
what
talking
happened?
to, me or you?
Yaxley.
Oh, I was
okay.
muted, and she said, "Have I got?" I was muted. Now she wants me to mute. She said, "Why are you muted? Have I got to start this off?" And then I fucking told her she's a cunt. Now
Well,
she wants
you gave me something.
conducive.
You gave me something to respond to. Now I can respond.
do it.
Okay. So you reached out to me December 21st of last year. So guess what? Truce is back on. Right? I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's true.
Right. And then
My head's
talked about
killing me.
we talked about other things. Okay. YouTube things. And then about a week later, maybe a few days later, I can't remember exactly how much time passed, but it was around a week. It was Christmas, actually, believe her, right before, right after, whenever. And I caught a little tone, not towards me, but with you. I said, "Is everything okay?" You said, "Yeah, it's fine." I said, "You
That's
sure?"
That's not true.
It's not. I have our whole
Oh,
conversation.
no. Oh, with you, or there was something wrong with me.
Like you were upset about something.
Yes, that's true.
And I said, "You sure?" You said, "No, I'm good." I said, "You sure?" "No, I'm good." Okay. And then you proceed to, I'm giving the Reader's Digest version. You proceed to explain to me about this kerfuffle you have had in your, whatever you want to call it, with Amber. Okay.
Yes.
And you continue to explain this to me, and it continues to get elevated and more elevated. I don't mean yelling. I don't mean anything like that. I'm talking about you're getting pissed as you're explaining this.
I wasn't happy.
No, you weren't happy. And
It's okay.
you,
We can build our own picture. You don't have to drop little words in. So if you're talking to me now, just tell me what happened. You don't have to fucking heighten everything, right? We're not.
I'm not heightening it. I'm telling what happened. So you were getting pissed, and you were taking this to a place that I'm familiar with, and
I was upset.
Clarify what you mean by the place what you're familiar with.
you wanted to destroy her.
No, I was upset, and you picked up on it and said, "What's wrong? You can tell me." Is that right?
So
Well, hang on. Which one is it? Was he raging and murderous?
he wasn't raging at
Or
me.
did you drag it out of him that he had a problem? Which one?
I didn't drag
Both
anything.
of them things can't be true.
I can show our conversation, Tracy, with me and Yaxley. I didn't drag anything.
I've already read your conversation. With
Okay,
you
so you should know this then. I didn't drag
Well, I
anything.
haven't been through every bit of it because it was quite
Well,
long.
it should be pretty straightforward. I gave him very good advice. I tried to talk him down, keep him calm.
What was the
'cause he was
advice?
getting
No.
pissed. My advice was to move on.
Stop.
My advice,
Move on.
my advice, to summarize it, was to move on.
Stop.
So you didn't compare
No, Tracy,
Nikki
stop.
to Katie. Okay, I'm going to mind my
all sorts of
business.
shit on Nikki. I talked all sorts of shit on Nikki, on Amber. I wasn't friendly with them at the time. But my advice to him was to tell him to move on.
Tiffany, stop.
It's good advice in my opinion, but you clearly are incapable of doing that.
You did. You see that, Tracy? I'm incapable of doing it.
It's the truth. Here we are 8 months later. Is that not a factual statement? Why haven't you moved on? Nobody's mentioning you.
What do you mean? Why hasn't he moved on? He hasn't
Why
been
hasn't
here.
he moved on?
And wait there, he hasn't been here.
Well, why is he back doing this?
Well, because like the same reason you are after you were telling me for fucking months how you were going to get cognitive behavioural therapy and you'd had enough of it and that. Because people change their minds.
I haven't. I mean, that seems to be a personal problem.
Well, that's the same thing with Yaxley. What we say and what we do, he's a pretty much free agent. But the fact of it is he was clearly somehow a conversation for Scaddy to be coming on to my comments and posting that fucking
I've been listening
stuff.
to you guys spin conspiracy theories about this now for the past 2 hours, okay?
No, we're trying to work it out. We
There's
don't
nothing
know.
to work out, Tracy. You knew exactly what happened.
Well,
No, you knew exactly what happened. No, you did. You did.
Right.
I wasn't in communication with Nikki until, I don't know, sometime in early January 2026. I didn't ever talk to Amber until a period of time after that. So how am I to blame? Because he had a misunderstanding about the status of his relationship. Let me finish. No, you guys have had 2 hours to sit here and say these things. Let me finish.
Tiffany, don't get too fucking lady because it's actually my fucking panel. When you say you guys have had this 2 hours, I can have another fucking 2 if I want to.
You can, but let me explain my side. because you're stating things that aren't true. How could
Yes,
I have
I'm
possibly
letting
been?
you
How
explain.
could
You're
I
not
possibly been
demanding
in
it.
Amber or Nikki's ears when I didn't even speak to either one of them privately until
All right.
weeks after this all popped off?
Okay, let's
How
go
could
back.
I be
Let's
to
go
blame
back.
for that?
Let's go back. First of all, you didn't need to calm me down. I was upset more than anything, and that's what you picked up on. I just messaged you and told you the peace agreement was back on. Why would you need to calm me down when I was speaking to you one-on-one?
Did you ever threaten Amber with me?
Stop. I'm doing this now because I know what you're doing.
Did you?
I've
Did
lost
you-
my weed.
Did you ever threaten her with me? Did you ever say Moser's going to come for you?
Tracy,
Yes?
You did, didn't you?
you can fucking kick her off if she doesn't stop.
I'm telling the truth. He doesn't like that.
No, what you're doing though is Tiffany, you're
truth.
trying to be Mehdi Hassan.
I don't know who that is, and
No, I'm
not.
sure you wouldn't.
Tiffany, did you
I
tell
didn't
me?
even know who Mussolini is. How the hell am I going to know who that is?
I will answer your question about that in a minute because
But
I
you
know
need to stop and let him answer.
Yes, Tiffany,
That's the problem.
did you give me advice? And don't say drop it and walk away because that's not what you said. Did you tell me that Nikki was worse than Katie? Every word out of her mouth is a lie. She'll lie about sexual assault. There's really nothing to be gained by getting into a back and forth with her. Block her. Do not speak to her ever again. Did you say that, yes or no?
During the conversations that started in December, no.
Did you say that to me at any point?
Sure, I've said that. I've said that publicly.
And did you tell him to block Nikki and have nothing to do with her?
I don't remember telling him to block Nikki, but I do remember him. I may have. I was trying to keep this from. I was trying to keep this from escalating. I said, just move on. Block her. Block it. I did. I'm sure I did.
You know, because you're such good pals with Nikki now, though,
Uh-huh.
wouldn't it have been more conducive to having this peaceful and trying to calm everything down to say to her privately, I think you should shut up about Yaxley now that he
I tried to reach out to her and I tried to reach out to her. Wasn't able to get a hold of her for 3
Oh, I
weeks.
thought you were on the panel when she was doing it. Sorry,
I did
my
hop up. I
mistake.
did hop up on the panel, but that her and I didn't speak privately. It took me a while to get in touch with her. I
Right.
sent her emails. I tried to reach her on Messenger. It took me at least 2 weeks, I think, to actually reach her.
Okay.
So I hopped up on that panel when she was going off that night, and I the day, it was probably not a good thing to do publicly.
So that's good. Right. Did you tell me
Right.
that Amber was bad news? She'd had a history on here of doing this with blokes. She was fucking druggy, prostitute back in the day when she was.
Never said she was a fucking prostitute, dude. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. She was never a prostitute. She's had multiple arrests. You asked me about him, and I said, I don't know fuck all about him. You have to find it yourself.
You told me it was for drugs and prostitution.
I never said it was for prostitution. It was
Yes,
for
you
drugs.
fucking
No, I did not.
Well, you didn't say that, no. But all
Why
right.
were
Okay.
you, but here was my thing. Here's my
Okay.
thing. Why were you even asking me that shit when you felt led on by the? Hold on one second.
Because
This is like, what is your point in even
You
saying
did
this?
tell me, though, Tiffany, the only time that I remember really that stuck out for me, you told me that Amber had admitted that maybe she had led Yaxley on and that he hadn't just decided to
She had said
demand
that
she
maybe
came to
she had said that
London.
maybe she could have been a little bit more stern or straightforward or whatever. You know that she did.
I'd have to go back and look what you
But
said.
I also
can
know how
go
you
back
are.
on that.
do you mean not Google flights to the UK?
So if somebody Googles flights, does that mean you're eternally bound to that person?
No, that's not the
Would you be
question.
blaming them?
When
not-
Nikki is saying that, because she did, in one of Nikki's Rage Fest, she said specifically, the girl only, meaning Amber is the girl only said that she wanted to go to London as a child, and Yaxley started making plans and acting like they were an item, or words to that effect. That's not verbatim. When actually they talk about London, she then Googles the flights and she then says, I'll have to stay with you if I come to London.
Let me ask you guys something.
No.
I'm not your guy. Stop calling me
I'm
you
not
guys.
your
I have
guy.
a name.
Well, I
So,
just have a question.
okay.
Is it not okay for a person who was talking with somebody, quite frequently, maybe, formed a friendship, maybe it went a little bit beyond, but isn't it a very normal thing that happens every day where they just decide maybe they want to move on, or they just decide that maybe
Yes, yes,
Yes.
all the time.
And
it happens all the time.
constantly, right? So the fact that they were speaking, okay, maybe she gave him
Yeah.
signs of things, or maybe he read into things and
Why
felt there
why
was,
would she lie about whether she was engaged or not? Tiffany, let me
I
ask
don't
you this, and
I
let's
don't know
be
that
truthful.
I don't know that
Tiffany, let's be
happens. That's none of
truthful.
my business, honestly.
Right, but hang on. If you were speaking to a man for a long period of time, and he was looking at flights to California or to England for you, blah, 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 talking about, if we get together, we'll have to keep it secret and all of this shit. If you got an inkling that maybe you flashed a wedding ring or something, he accidentally, are you telling me you would not go out of your way to find out whether you were being played or not?
Well, okay,
Yes or no? This is
maybe I
simple.
would. It depends on the scenario. I might not. But if he
I just
found out
told
he
you
was,
the scenario. I just told you the scenario.
if I was invested in the person, then yes, I would. Okay. But if I
Right.
found
Well,
out
you
that,
actually were really invested because just a few days before, she takes £200 off him. Now, let me convert that to US dollars for you. £200 is about $250.
did she ask you for that money, Yaxley, or
Whether
did you
she
offer it
asked
to
for
her?
it or not, she had it. She had the money. And then she decides a couple of days later, whichever way you look at it, that ain't a good look.
Is it normal when you're engaged or in a serious
I think this is Tiffany's belated white knighting for Amber. But listen, Tiffany, there is no white
I had
knighting.
the same arguments, Tracy, back when this was all going on in real time. I had the same. These are the same sentiments I had back then as well. I said the same things.
Do you think that somebody who knows they're not interested in someone, but knows the other person is interested in them, or thinks they might, or knows that they've led them to believe, do you think it's wise to take money off that person? Do you think that could look a bit, dare I say the word, rifter?
Well, he asked her for her PayPal.
Well, he wouldn't listen. He could ask me now for my PayPal. Guess what? He ain't gonna get it.
She wouldn't give it to him, so he found it on his own, and he sent her $200 and said, "Here's a Christmas gift for you and your daughter. Merry Christmas."
Stop. She said it's in the description of my second channel, not the Amber.
There we go. So let's not play.
So what do you feel she owes you, Yaxley?
Nothing.
Tiffany, what are you feeling?
I walked away in December, and you guys.
What are you feeling that this was ever anything to do with you, anyhow?
It wasn't until he brought it to me. And then when Nikki started making those posts about it publicly that were very aggressive,
They were aggressive, weren't they?
All I did was go to her, and I got a hold of her eventually. I said, "Hey, listen, this is probably a bad idea to do this, because it involved her as much as it did me, right? It's probably a bad idea to do this. Maybe just keep it private, right? Like, don't do this publicly." That's all I did. That was it.
How does you telling me that Nikki and Amber are bad people and to ignore them?
Yeah, actually,
no. You've got to let me finish.
Yeah. Okay.
I know what you're doing.
I'll just put out our whole conversation. I don't give a fuck. I'll just put out the whole convo.
How does you telling me that they're not?
I don't give a fuck what I told you about anybody.
Kick her off.
All I'm saying is,
kick her off, Trace. I'll talk on my own. Kick her off.
Every time he's trying to answer, Tiffany, you are overspeaking.
He's playing semantics right now.
No,
yeah, but you could do that when you're speaking. But we all both go quiet when you speak, both of us.
Okay. Why would you tell me that these two are bad people, whether they're liars or whatever, they've had history on the internet of doing this stuff, and not to believe a word they say and not to have anything more to do with them at all, and immediately block them and don't look back? How could that possibly be transposed to you putting yourself in a dangerous situation and being a hero?
Well, first of all, that is not what I said. Okay. Second
That
of
is
all,
what you said.
first of all, that is not exactly what I said. Second of all, what I don't know who called me a hero. I never called myself a hero of anything. All I did was ask Nikki not to make this into a big public spectacle because it would create a lot of problems. Case
Why
in point,
did
here
Nikki-
we are. So
Why-
that's all
why
I did.
Why does Nikki think that you put yourself in a dangerous position if you just had a
Well,
friendly
because
chat?
well,
No,
I
let
think
me
she.
finish. Wait, listen, let me finish. Why? I'll start again, but you let me finish or I'll start again. Why does Nikki think that you put yourself in a dangerous position with someone who offered you a peace deal when you started speaking? You calmed down or made happier than they were upset, and then gave them advice to walk away and never speak to these two people again. How can that be seen as a dangerous situation?
Well, I think given the tone that you've had towards me during this stream would support the point that this, it was a little bit of a precarious situation because you just said, I don't know how long ago, but you said something along the lines of the next few weeks or months for me to come are going to be. So I think that proves that point.
Can I just remind you, we are 8 months down the line and further information.
Yes, and I haven't mentioned this.
And further information has come to light. That's why you're getting.
What information?
You're trying to put it across to the audience that you got
I'm
this.
just telling the truth, bro.
No, you're not, bro.
Okay.
You're
Well,
fucked, bro.
What further information has come to light?
Calling each other bro.
I
No,
called him bro.
She called me bro, so I was sarcastic and called her bro back because she's fucking 40 odd and she needs to realize.
45.
There you go.
There we go, bro. Now, what information has come to light that has wound you all up again, Yaxley?
Well, obviously it was Scotty's comment.
Scotty doesn't speak to me privately. She hasn't spoken to Nikki privately in a long time. What was her comment exactly?
You don't sound like to me, Tiffany. You sound like
Scotty doesn't have any.
It's on my wall.
Can you just read? I can't go to the wall right now because I'm on.
Hang on, I'm operating all different.
Scotty doesn't have any type of insider info about me. So whatever Scotty says is her perception of the situation, and is.
She sent a
No, there was a public stream. She just headed us to a public stream.
So the stream she did when Nikki went live and was talking about Yaxley, that had nothing to do with me. How is that new information? All Scotty said was Nikki keep this private.
Hang on.
Scotty said exactly what I said.
Let me read the comment to you before you.
Let me just make this point.
Yeah.
So you went to Nikki and told her it was best to not make this public 8 months ago. And you gave me the advice to walk away and do nothing because these two are.
I gave you the advice to just move on and let it go. It's not worth it, is what I said. I said, listen, if you found out that she's some scandalous, hoe bag of a person, then just be glad you found out before you became too invested and just move on. Just move on. Just block her and move on.
That's quite a normal conversation, Tiffany.
Told me she was.
It was very good advice, but here we are.
Where did all the blowjobs and all the other shit talk come out then in that? Right, Tiffany, while I've got it, here it goes. In all fairness, that is how it was portrayed by Nikki, while Tiffany sat silent beside her on a panel. She has said it numerous times over the past few months and has described Tiffany's actions to save Amber from Yaxley as nothing less than heroic. How was it she put it? Something like, Tiffany did something for me and my friend that nobody else could do, even though it put her in grave danger to do so. I only remember this because it made me roll my eyes when she said it. Did you hear that?
I don't remember her saying grave danger. However, the only advice I gave Nikki in regards to this and Amber was just to not mention it publicly, just to leave it be. Don't mention it publicly. Just stop it.
And then you've sat on.
And I told you the same thing, Yaxley. I said, listen, if you found out, I'm talking, you're interrupting me now. I said, if you found out that she's not been a genuine person with you, if she has a boyfriend, if you found all these things out, and this is the advice I said to you, hopefully you recorded our conversation because I wanted to. Good, great, play it. Because all I said was, listen, you have learned these things about her. You thought she was a different kind of person. You found out she's not. There's no need for it to escalate. There's no need for it to go anywhere else in this. Just block her and move on. That was
And
my
you-
advice.
Okay, stop.
That was my advice. Just block and move on.
So you said that,
Right, stop.
Tiffany. Now he's going to respond. Go on.
So at no point in any interaction or conversations with me did you slant Amber's name on YouTube, her history, her real
I'm
life.
sure I
when she had
talked
problems.
shit on her. I'm sure I said nasty things. Her and I weren't friends. Who gives a fuck what I said? My advice to you was to just move on.
Yes, it was. But you, as missing out the bit.
Here's what I said. Actually, what you're trying to do is you're trying to make people upset with me right now. It's just not going to work. I wasn't friends with
No.
either one of them
What?
during this period of time. I don't give a flying fuck what I said about them. Put it all out there.
Well,
Put
it's
it
the
all
weird.
out.
Hang on, Trace, hang on.
It's
I'm
not
trying-
weird. It's not weird.
trying-
Tracy, what I find weird is the conversations you and I had in private about the situation and how you've done an about face all of a sudden.
If
That's
she's
what
got-
I
No,
find
no, I
weird.
haven't done any
worry
about
about it.
face.
And I
Don't
did
worry.
not delete her. I did not
look,
wipe our chat either. I did not wipe our chat.
He actually knows exactly what I think of his disappearing.
Correct.
Is just up in and nothing. In some ways, I am grateful for it. Long time after, at the time, I think you rotten fucking cunt. And here we have Amy, Eureka, and Laugh, who won't say a fucking word while he's here, all over it. I do think that. But now, as we're in
Oh
this
my God, you have
position,
Katie wrenched.
everybody was wrenched. Everybody, the first 10 people in, were wrenched.
Tracy,
Hey,
she
But why
Not
have
at
I got
all.
to explain that, Tiffany?
I don't
Why
care.
have I got to
I don't
explain
care. I
that?
just find it fucking hilarious.
The first 10 people into the stream
I don't
were.
care. Hey, listen, I'm not giving you
Let's
shit. I'm
have a
just
look who else.
laughing.
Let's have a look who else is. That
I don't
would have been
care.
the first
I just find
people.
it funny.
Well, you
That's
do
all.
fucking care, obviously, Tiffany.
No, I find it.
And I'm
no, I
glad
have.
you find it funny, and maybe a little bit.
It is
Remember-
fucking hilarious. You know it's funny,
Yeah.
Tracy.
Yeah, and here's what else is hilarious. The day that you
What?
came into my chat,
Mhm.
when we created that truce, yes? As I told you, my first instinct was to tell you to go fuck yourself, wasn't it?
Mm.
But I decided that I knew it would piss people off to keep you in there.
Yep.
Same thing. That tactic in me doesn't end. I always find that shit
So-
amusing.
So let me get this straight. So this has all come back up again to
Katie
this.
hasn't said anything about
I
me
don't. That's
lately.
fine. I don't. It doesn't bother me that I don't
Well,
care where Katie
if
goes.
Katie went and made a post now, you can bet your
Listen.
life I'm going to slam her.
Listen. I just find it funny. You know why this? Come on. If you saw
Of
her
course I
wrenched
do.
in
Of
my
course
chat,
I
you
do. And you're meant to find it funny, Tiffany. You're
Okay, but
meant to
listen,
find it
let
funny.
me. She's
The same
blocking
as
people.
Katie
She's
was
blocking.
meant-
She's blocking
Hang
chats.
on. This is my stream. The
she's
same
blocking
as
people from
Katie
your
was
chat.
meant to find it funny when I let you in my fucking chat.
I'm sure
and
I
nor
know.
did
I found
you.
it funny too.
Yeah, right.
She's-
There we are. Here we
Katie's
are.
blocking people from your chat, by the way.
Katie, please stop blocking.
Can I just say what I
Unless they're like, go back through it now and I'll try and work it out.
She
Unless they're
blocked. I'm
doxing
getting all these
people's
messages
family's
from people. I'm getting all these messages from
I'll
people
look
who've been
now.
blocked.
I'm going to look now. The only people to be blocked is anyone who tries to dox anyone's family, starts mentioning people's kids' names. That's it. That's the rule.
Why did you block Mel, Katie?
Who?
Listen,
Who
know your
blocked Mel
place.
now? Oh, weird.
What I find funny is that. Tiffany's
Yeah,
quite
nobody
right.
can come in. You're fighting,
Hang on,
please.
What I find funny is that Tiffany's quite right that she did give me the advice.
Nobody can come in. You're fighting,
Have
please.
have nothing to do with these two people.
You are a psycho.
I can't. Oh,
Hang on. What I find funny is that Tiffany quite rightly said that her ultimate advice was to walk away and have nothing more to do with these two
Yep.
people.
Yep,
Okay. Let me
that
finish.
was my advice.
Let me
Yeah, I
finish.
thought it was very good
you're
advice.
not letting him finish.
But here we
You're
are.
cutting him off.
Here we are.
You're,
Nobody takes
you're
my.
not letting him finish.
Yeah.
Tiffany.
She's
I can't
missing
hear
out.
very well.
She's
Tiffany, you're not letting him finish, and it's
His
not
mic's
good optics.
his mic's kind of low, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing
Yeah,
him.
it was low. Yes.
She's missing out the information where she slated both of those people's character, and the irony. And this is why I blocked you, Tiff, without even telling you. The irony was that within days you had gone against your own advice. The two
Well-
people you hated, and let me finish. The
Okay.
two people you hated more than anything on
Yep.
YouTube at this present time
Yep.
We
Yep.
got to.
More than anything.
And me and Tracy noticed it. And that's why I blocked you. And that's why ultimately I walked away. Right?
Well, that's interesting because, like, she just knows she's been here the whole time. I have Katie blocked, so I couldn't see her in chat.
No. Forget about Katie. We're not doing that.
I'm just responding to Roman's comment. I have her blocked, so I couldn't see her in chat, and I haven't been watching it intently. But at the time, actually, I didn't hate Nikki as much as I had hated her prior to that, and I so much as stated so. And I wasn't necessarily slagging them off like how you're making it out to be. But what I had said to you is that if you have discovered that these people aren't the people who you thought they were, and they are shitheads, then just move on. If people are shitheads, why drag this out? I find it hilarious that this has all been reignited. I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to speak. Fuck. I find it hilarious that this was all reignited from one comment from Scotty, who has nothing to do with any of this. Like, who gives a fuck what she says? Like she's suddenly a credible person. You were slagging her off to me, actually, during that couple weeks conversation.
Never had a good word to say about Scotty. Me, never.
Pardon me?
I've never had a good word to say about Scotty.
No.
No, but how?
So I'm not sure why she became credible all of a sudden, or why her live stream while Nikki was live has anything to do with me, or is any type of evidence point. I'm not finished. Is any type of evidence pointing to me being shady or setting you up or anything? How can I set up a situation that happened before I even spoke to any of the people in it?
Let me tell you one thing now, Tiffany. The next time you interrupt him, after you've now thrown 2 hissy fits and acted like you're some fucking superior being, and that when you're speaking, we all have to fucking fall down dead, you interrupt him again, and you are going to go. Because
turn his
what
mic
you're
up
doing,
so I can hear him.
Shut up. You're interrupting me now, you silly cunt.
Goodbye.
Bye. Get out. Fuck off. Goodbye.
Now, can I just say what I was
See how,
say?
well, no, what she wants to do is she wants to fire questions at you enough that you start to answer, and as soon as you're getting to the good bit, she interrupts you. But when you interrupt her, she takes high and mighty. Get the fuck off, you stupid cunt.
Well, going back to the Jeff phone call, this is how Tiffany behaves in private times 1,000. Anyway, let me say this. I don't even think Nikki and Amber are stupid enough to think that you just kindly said, why don't you just walk away, Paul? If you found out they're not the people you think they are, because I'll tell you now, you slated them. And the reason why I blocked you, Tiffany, was because I was bemused, and so was Tracy, with your behavior over there towards Nikki and Amber after slagging them the fuck off to me. That's why you were blocked, okay? I don't even think Nikki and Amber are daft enough to believe what you've just said. All I did, but still, we still have this outstanding thing where Nikki seems to think you put yourself in harm's way. No, you slated both of them. And to answer your first question about did I say that Tiffany will get you or whatever, I said to Amber, I'm done with you. I've had your back for the last few months publicly, and Tiffany hasn't said a fucking word to you. Now, if she goes for you, good luck.
What I didn't like then, she was humming the Mehdi Hassan shit. What she was doing was, she would ask you a question, and she would let you answer enough that suited her purpose. So you say, yeah, and look, and then she doesn't let you finish the end. So what you end up with, you agreeing with her because she cuts you off. Yeah, I see all through that. And that's why Tracy, all I said to her was, if you interrupt him again, you've just demanded that we listen to you, and we have. Now you shut the fucker. Yeah.
So what she's doing here, even the why don't you just walk away and let it drop? Bitch, it's the 31st of July, you fucking idiot. But here's the problem, right? She will get Nikki. She will get Amber when she's good and ready. And I've been warning this community about that fucking cunt for 4 years. Lycan, did you listen to me? No, you didn't. Retro, Amy, Granny Fanny, no, you didn't. There's hundreds of others. Sharon V, what's the Tracy in the Chosen One community? She has fucked all of these people over. She's going to do it to Nikki and Amber. Good luck with it. Good luck with it.
And I'm going to say this. I'm the kind of person who I like nobody ever to be able to predict me. If you listen to me over time, one of the things I pride myself on, nobody can predict what I will do next. I pride myself on being unpredictable. When Tiffany came into my chat that day, after she had just given all of mine and Trollop's messages to Katie and other people, but she had given all of our messages, not hers, all of ours, to Katie, which caused her fucking riot, yeah? Which was a big kick in the back. It's a big betrayal of trust. She came into my chat that day, and I was in a bit of a fucking mood anyway. So because there was a situation with Katie going on, for devilment, I let Tiffany on the panel and I let her stay. And I said at the start of it, I was in two minds. I was going to kick you. And then I thought it would be more amusing to keep you here because I can do what I like and I'll do what I want. Well, I said I would mod the first lot of people in my chat because that way I would have some mods. I know Glenn is trustworthy. I know Lisa Lake would be trustworthy. Lisa's disappeared, but I know Becky. I handed out the first lot of people that spoke. I haven't got to explain that. I'm glad you find it funny. I'm glad you find it fucking amusing. Rock on. Katie hasn't said nothing to me for months. That's it. Am I friends? No. Does she think I'm a friend? No. It just means that we are able to be in this chat and we are able to coexist. If she come in here gobbing off, I would have fucking gobbed off back. Well, I'd have blocked her first and then I said, I always do it. Glenn taught it to me. If there are people who have a high likelihood of being cloned, Katie would be one of those. I'm one, Glenn's one. You mod them, and that way nobody can come in and pull any fuckery. Had Tiffany have been one of the first 10 people in here, she would have been modded too for that moment. At the end of this, everyone will be unmodded. Well, I won't be fucking streaming again unless she actually says, rank up a stream, Welsh woman.
I was quite happy with her behaviour, and I was quite happy with the answers she gave because they were so totally Little Miss Innocent. I don't think there's a person on this fucking platform who's going to believe any of it. And one thing I did want to ask her is, do you think it's right for a woman who's engaged to say to someone that they're single? But her answer, and I'll answer for you, Tiffany, would be, I do think that's right because I've been doing it for 15 years on YouTube. Isn't that right, Tiffany? So there we go. Tiffany did, fair enough, she did have the balls to click the link. Little prissy miss, tried to have a
Yeah,
fit.
but Tiffany does that as damage control and she thinks she's Mehdi. She thinks she's Mehdi Hassan, but it's a piss poor impression.
Came onto this panel, she said, you've said something about me. So that was triangulation. Then she brought Katie in the chat in it to triangulate me, you and Katie. We've seen this. I've seen it personally for 5 years. You and other people have seen it a lot longer. This is what this little bitch does because she cannot be held accountable for anything because she never does anything wrong. I refer to some of the posts that you've made in the last day or so. This was the problem with Amber. They're very, very similar in the way they dealt with it. There was no accountability. And yet here I am saying, hey, I fucked up. I had an argument with her. I wasn't nice to her. But shit happens. She lied to me. What do you want? I'm fucking human. These two fucking little cunts never do anything wrong. And I tell you now, Tiffany, if you think after the year or so or 2 years of hell that you have given Amber for nothing, if you think she's going to believe that you just calmed me down and told me to drop it, well, I think you're fucking more deluded. You need to...
I don't like this. I'm really mindful of being fair. So I stop when she says, right, don't interrupt me. So do you. But then when it's your turn, so she does something like this. So tell me, actually, did I say to you that you should ignore him? And then you go, Yeah, you did. But you also, and then she says, and she starts over speaking you.
Mhm.
So you can't tell, but you also said this.
Mm.
That's exactly what she was doing then.
Well,
And why
she
she
kind of,
stomped off is,
a little
why
bit.
she stomped off is actually, is
Mm.
because she wouldn't have been able to interrupt you again. She would have had to have listened to the end of what you were saying. That's how it looks to me.
Correct.
I don't know how it looks to the chat. That's how I feel about it.
So, Nikki, if you're listening, that's not exactly putting herself in danger and doing something that no one else on the planet could have done because she's a hero. But again, not being funny, no offence, that's not my problem. When the day comes that you get granny fanned, Nikki and Amber, just remember, she just didn't like Joe. She actually hates you two. You can take that from me and do what you wish with it. It's not my problem. It's not my fucking problem.
Well, look, all I think is this. If I would have been in Amber's shoes, I would have judged you on the fact that you would, I just taken money off you. I could, listen, there's nothing on this earth,
She said I found her PayPal.
I could not take money off someone and then start slagging them off. I'm sorry, I just fucking couldn't.
She said I found her
They'd have to
PayPal.
have the money back and then I'd fucking slag them off.
She said, you found her PayPal. How the fuck did I find her PayPal? She said, it's on my other channel. See, even that was a lie. Even that little detail was a lie.
Because all she had to do was just say, no, I'm not giving it to you. And you wouldn't have thought to look.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Hey, if someone says no, they say no. She didn't say no. She didn't say no. She said it's on my other channel. Not the Amber
I
Wave
just
one.
find the timing diabolical. I don't know how many people are men in this fucking chat here, because of the weird names of everybody. So I can't tell who's a man or a woman other than fucking Glenn. But as men, if you were speaking to a woman and she told you she wasn't engaged, and if she came to England, she'd have to stay with you, and if you became official and actually became a couple, you would, how you would want to keep it separate from YouTube. That sounds like the prelude. Is it prelude? Is that how you say it? Prelude? That sounds like the prelude to a fucking relationship, like setting. To me, I don't know, maybe I'm fucking nuts.
Just going back to Tiffany, I love the way she said, I hope you've recorded that call then, Paul. And I said, I have. Do you know what that was? That was Tiffany asking if I have recorded it. Because she knows she said what I just said she said. And when I play it, she was asking if I'd recorded it by saying, well, being all bullshit, I hope you recorded the call then if you can prove it. She thinks I haven't got it. I fucking have, Tiff. I've got it.
I can't, that side of it, I don't fucking know, because I kind of been on the outskirts of it because I'm moving around.
There's one person who has caused problems in this pocket and the Kramer community has never done anything wrong and just tried to have peace and love and harmony. I wanted to ask her, what is the point in you telling Nikki, telling me to drop it? And she didn't say drop it, walk away like a scorned lover. She said have nothing to do with them at all. But here's the question. If she then reached out to Nikki and said, don't mention any of this publicly, knowing that I was away, why did she sit on the panel quietly while Nikki brought it all up numerous times? It doesn't make sense. It contradicts your actual claim as to what you are trying to make everyone believe you did. I know what you said. I know exactly what you said, Tiffany, because if you only said what you've just said you said, why did I block you and not speak to you again? What would be the point in that? You've just given me solid advice. You were very nice to me. I was upset. You calmed me down. Whatever you said you did. Why would our conversation end if that's all you did? Because I'll tell you now, Tiff, I blocked you because the things you said to me about Nikki and Amber, you then contradicted yourself by going and crawling up their arse. And that's why you were blocked. because otherwise there's no reason why you would be blocked. If all you did was say, do you understand what I'm saying, Trace?
Yeah, it does look to me, I don't know. And then there was the weird message she sent me, and then she cleared the chat. So, I don't know. There was something afoot because I hadn't done nothing fucking to her. I had stuck to the truth. I defended her hardcore.
Yeah.
When she needed a platform because she wouldn't crank up her own to do whatever she was going to do, I give her the platform. So
she wants to go through her non-existent real life, which is 24/7 on YouTube, fucking with as many people as she can because her mind is fucked on alcohol and drugs, meth, weed, anything. She wants to carry on that platform where she has fucked over anyone she chooses whilst getting away with absolutely no accountability whatsoever. That's what she wants. And people like Amy and Granny Fanny and Retro are now realising, Lycan realising, Amber realising. Amber left this platform because of fucking Tiffany, because of the shit that she was giving her, because of saying she'd revenge porned her when she hadn't. Amber was actually the person who went to Tiffany and helped her out and did her a solid. But Tiffany wouldn't let it go. Tiffany was accusing Amber and nailing her every single chance she got. She infiltrated Jax as Amber's friend, got all the conversations about what she did with Jax because she wants people to think that she's this thing that just skips through the tulips, making everyone happy if she's able to. And it's us lot. It's all of us.
Andrew's in the Sound of Music.
We're the problem. It's all of us. She does everything right. And yet, what it boils down to is the fact that it's Tiffany Moser that is fucking up every community she steps foot in. It's as simple as that. I've had this, personally, I've had this for 5 years. 5 fucking years.
It did start to look at one point, as you know, and I'm sure she would have to see this, that she had cuckooed you. She literally come, shit in your nest, thrown the eggs out, laid her own eggs. That's how it looked.
Of course it was. Of course it was. I know how this woman works. I've had her for 5 years. That's why I went into that community in the first place. Because I realised I got an email from Jamie asking for help. I knew months before, about 6 months, 7 months before, that she was fucking with Lycan. I did nothing. I stayed away. And then one day, I got an email from him. Can you help me? We all know how that went. We all know how that went. Then I got an email from Amber asking if I could help her.
Could it be then that, okay, let's go devil's advocate here now with all we know and with the bits that's now been added? Is there any way that, because, you know, I like to try and work out how, when, where, I like the ins and outs of the cat's ass. Could it be that Tiffany did act as described and Nikki is the one who just went off on some crazy tangent?
I think Nikki can answer that. I can't speak for her, but what I will say is there is no way that, you see, is it that Tiffany was just really nice and then Nikki was a cunt? No. The fact that Tiffany said what she said to me about Nikki and Amber and then went cooing to them was classic Tiffany Moser all over. That's exactly what she does. She says one thing and does another. So the advice that she gave me, and it wasn't you, if you found out, Paul, it was these two people are bad news. She then went and cozied up to them, which is why I blocked her. Otherwise, there would be no reason for me to block her. So there is no way that Moser, her hands are clean.
Did you not wonder, though, when she said block them? Or
no,
did you just...
Well, I weighed it up, right? It was around Christmas, and I thought to myself, do you know what? Remember, the posts by Nikki went out, and I thought, I'm not going through this again. I don't really give a fuck. It wasn't a big deal. I can't be arsed with it. What annoyed me is that the years that I've known Amber, she's never been a liar. She's always been quite cool, got the same interest in music, same interest in clothes and stuff like this. She's great with her daughter. She goes to gigs all the time. So all of them things. I didn't know her as a liar. For the first time, I knew she was a liar. But it wasn't big enough of a deal. When Moses said...
I just find it funny that you're all right with someone to point them to your PayPal, and a couple of days later you are scared shitless of them and needing saving.
I've got the conversation of her telling me that it's on her other channel. So I don't know why she said I was... How would you find someone's fucking PayPal?
Well, you wouldn't be able to, would you? It's under the Data Protection Act, surely.
Well, yeah.
That'd be like me trying to get your bank account.
Yeah, you've got to have it somewhere displayed in order to fucking get a donation. That's why all of these crazy bastards have it on their fucking channel. It's on her other channel. If anyone knows Amber's other channel, go and have a look. It's on there.
Do you know what the worst of it is? If they, well, it depends. You can't do, you got to have like something going on unless people watch you because you're a nutcase. You'd make more, if you're in for the money, you make more money on TikTok. They buy tokens that they send to you during your live and shit like that, or they buy you a funny nose, and each time they buy a funny nose that costs them, like, say, 50p or £1, you get half of the money. You'd make much better money on fucking TikTok if you're out for the money, like. There's more money to be made on TikTok than YouTube.
Tiffany's appearance on this panel then was so she save face.
Performative.
Yeah, to save face with Nikki and Amber, because she's now got to come up with another theory as to the truth.
Well, no, what she came on to do is what she does all the time. It's her tactic. It's the Mehdi Hassan approach. Ask the question, as they start to answer it, then interject with another fucking question and talk over them and put them off their stroke. Never let them get into a flow. Meanwhile, when you interrupt her or try to correct her, she starts shouting about having respect and letting her speak. Hello? You're the person who's constantly interrupted him. That's why I said, we've now both shut up for you. Now you fucking shut up for him. And what did she do? She left because she was never here for you to answer, actually. She was playing you. I'm sorry, actually, I'm going to be firm here. Like she played you to get you shouting in that fucking phone call. She played you here on the stream by only allowing you to say as much as she wanted that she could then twist her narrative before she cut you off. As soon as I said, no, now it's fair, you listened to him, she left. Note. Now, if anyone in chat who watched this, does anyone else have an alternative as to why Tiffany may have left at that moment? Or do you feel that she was waylaid on here and we were both shouting over her, or we were both over talking her? Do you feel she was given a good platform, but she wouldn't give the same decency to Yaxley? And I just said, and now you fucking listen to him.
Yeah. Well, this is what you have to deal with. And can I just say, this is on a public live stream. Can you imagine being bedridden for a whole week, or nearly a week, Monday to Thursday, with that every 2 minutes? That attitude, that little Miss Prissy entitled attitude. Combined.
Yeah, but that's done on purpose. My sister does it. It's hoity. It's to try to wind you up. Yeah. It's to notch up your emotions for her to then show how, see, look, he's unreasonable.
Yeah.
But the unreasonable person was her, because she wanted a freedom to speak without interruption, but she wouldn't give that to you. And when I insisted that you were given that, she left. What does that tell you?
Well, even when she started, she said something like she had to calm me down. Why would I message Moser and Rage Moser about something that has nothing to do with her? After just saying, well, we've got a peace deal again. No, what she did was she sensed that I was down. Something was on my mind. It was more upset rather than, come on, you can tell me. What's the matter? I know you. What's the matter? So even that little bit there, I had to calm you down. What, like I was fucking, hey Tiffany, I'm gonna fucking
Sing
tell
for the
Amber.
fucking walls, yeah.
Don't make
Quick,
sense.
get the fucking doctors out to him. Yeah.
Feelings between me and Nikki, she has to learn the hard way like everybody else, and I'll be there to catch her.
Well, I had a great deal of respect for Nikki when I first come across her. And Tiffany would actually say, look, I know you like her, but she's not what you think. And I stuck with it. And that's my thing with Amber is she should have judged you on, she knew what had happened. She knew that she had told you she was single and she'd been looking at airfares and all this shit. She knows that she lied to Nikki and said, I only mentioned I wanted to go to London. And you actually started looking at prices. No, you started looking at prices.
Yeah. And she said, why is it dearer in August than it is in May to fly to the UK? So explain about the summer holidays, you know, how we get screwed.
Yeah. Off peak, isn't it? Off peak, on peak.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah. Yeah, because that week in the caravan I did now for my birthday with my family jaunt in Tenby, that cost £700 per caravan, right, with your passes. If you go now in the summer holidays, it's 1,100. Same thing.
Yep.
No fucking difference. Another 400 quid on it.
Yeah. Same place. Yeah.
Fucking nuts, isn't it? It doesn't piss me off. She didn't want him to finish her point. There we are. Scaddy's calling it because she didn't want to finish his point. That's what I felt, and I felt it was unfair because I could see she was leading Yaxley in a way that suited her. If I'm decent enough to shut up and listen to you, you fucking shut up and listen to the other person on the panel.
She didn't want to because she knows.
But I would have done the same to Yaxley if he'd have interrupted. I'd have said, come on, you've asked the question, let her fucking answer. But I wouldn't have to. I'd only have to say once, Yax, don't interrupt her. And he'd stop.
Listen, I mean, Glenn was being funny in the chat, but it's quite right in what he says. You can tell when she's shaken because her voice isn't, she's not as confident and as polite and as little Missy. She was all, no, I didn't know. She was a bit more, you know, stamping feet sort of thing. I want. And that's Tiffany in a nutshell, guys. So when she's on your panel later on, Nikki, going, pardon me? Pardon me?
This Scaddy who said that I'm Gucci. Remember? I was supposed to be a stock account that was acting the goat around the place. I'm Gucci or some shit.
Yes, she said you were I'm Gucci.
I was not I'm Gucci. I don't play them kind of socks. I might do one for a bit of amusement, but it'll last about a week and I get bored and you'll just see it lie idle. I might for a minute find something funny enough to make a sock. Usually if I make a sock, it's because it's funny and it's current and it's something to do with something that's been said, or it's because I'm blocked and it's the only way to go and read chat without fucking not seeing people. That's the only reason I use socks.
Well, like I said, I mean, she even tried to triangulate with Scardie. I've never had a good word to say about Scardie, but I'm prepared to admit when I'm fucking wrong. If it hadn't have been for Scardie, this wouldn't have been happening. But I'll tell you what, Scardie, I'll show you what a few people who you think are your friends say behind your back. Don't you worry about that. It's all to come. It's all to come. I've got it all. Yeah.
I think that, see, even if I was able to think, well, yeah, maybe they were cross wires because remember, I only, I know a lot of it, but I don't know when you were speaking together and when you were on Facebook, what you were saying. So I just got to go on the thing. But even if I say, okay, maybe there's cross wires communications here, it doesn't explain her sending me that crazy message and clearing the chat. It don't explain it.
Why? Well, if she didn't speak to Amber until January, which is when I'd left, how did she know that Amber had confessed that she had kind of played things wrong? And When did that conversation happen? Because
Maybe Tiffany just said that though, trying to pour water on the fire that she knew was going to start raging.
Well, there's still a few answers. I think Nikki could answer a few things, but unless she reaches out to me, I won't hear it. But I think tonight, one thing we've managed to ascertain is that Tiffany didn't put herself in a dangerous position that only her could have done, because she's a fucking hero, because she's not. She's a little shithouse. And when you hear that little, I think it was Glenn Werner in the chat, you could hear a little flaky voice cracking and then stamping her feet. That's not an hero. It's not a peacemaker either, by the way. Do you know what it is? An entitled little cunt who knows they've been caught out, trying desperately.
Like she thought that she was going to try and throw me under the bus.
Yeah.
I have said that I get, I'm fucked off with you just disappearing, and when
we already told me already.
Wouldn't I? But why telling that anyway? If you don't think when we first speak that we don't air out and vent what our problem is, you're fucking deluded. Of course we do. But that's the thing, because we haven't had a big blowout, he hasn't said bad things that are going to make me think, fuck, speaking to him again, and I haven't. Exactly. Really, that saying is true. Least said, soon is mended. But that was an attempt. Here's the thing. Here's another edge I have over you, though, Tiffany. Let's pretend that you had something on me. I don't care about YouTube. I do not want to be in any gang. I do not hanker after belonging. I do not feel the need to be in chats and people modding me and saying, hey, sweetie, and all of that bollocks. It's not my kind of thing. And it's just not for me. I don't need this. You, however, seem very dependent on this, and you seem to spend a lot of time on this. I know when I had young kids, even teenage kids, I didn't have as much free time as you fuckers got. I can tell you that for fuck all. I didn't have half that time. Then again, my 3 kids were all under 5. So I had my hands full. When they were teenagers, I had a 14, a 13, and a 12-year-old. So you can imagine it was hellish. So maybe it was just because I had too many fucking kids. Who knows? But I know I didn't have that time. So the difference is, Tiffany, I'm happy to go over to YouTube, to TikTok, throw out a 30-second video, or equally, and it be judged on its content, not whether someone dislikes me, so thumbs it down without even watching it, be judged on my content and go live and have a crack. I can do all of those things there. Equally, I have a real life where I go out to restaurants and bingo and bike rides and Palestine rallies. My life's pretty full. I think I can do without this part of it, that's where I have the edges. I don't give a fuck about this place, not a fuck.
And I've
only been sticking around to make a point.
I didn't even step in a foot in my house for over a month. That's how busy I am. Can I just address, who's this Smurfy guy?
I've no idea.
Well, let's say personally, I would defend a friend if they were being lied about, which is what she's claiming. Well, are you on about Tiffany being on the panel? Because the irony of that comment is that at the time that she claims she just calmed me down, she was actually Nikki and Amber's biggest enemy, or one of them. But you guys deal in YouTube reality, not the real world. No, this problem is occurring because me and Tracy deal in the real world.
No, Smurfy's saying you're taking them wrong. This is why I hate text, man.
Okay.
It's open to interpretation.
I just saw that then and I thought, well, no.
Yeah.
Text,
it's a funny thing. There's no smile. There's no...
It's in the chat. I thought you were saying that Tiffany's just defending a friend. The irony of that being that when she made the comments about Nikki and Amber...
Could it be, though, that... All right, let's explore that. Let's not be fucking warmongers. Let's explore that. Is there a chance that this is all just happened organically, and it's just so happens Amber was 1 minute happy and letting you know where her PayPal was and saying about how expensive plane fares were, and suddenly she had some epiphany at the same time that Nikki has an epiphany. And Tiffany is really tried to be the peacemaker and the innocent, and she's now being, I don't know.
Well, if you
I'm trying to look at her.
If you phone the bookies and ask them for the odds on that, you're going to be a very, very rich woman if it comes in. I'll tell you that now.
Mm-hmm.
She threatens.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't explain why she sent me that weird message and blocked me. And not blocked me, deleted the chat.
Because she had her feet under the table with Nikki and Amber, and she didn't need you anymore. You know, I wasn't around.
Well, she must have known that that would not go down well with me, given how I raged about Glenn. But in fairness to Glenn gave me every fucking bit of the chat back. Like it never went. I can go there right now, dip in, pull anything on laugh, anything on anyone.
It's quite insulting actually. She came up here so she can go on Nikki's panel later. The problem was, as it stood, she probably thought Nikki was not going to be too happy with her. So she had to come up here and try and convince everyone. Now, I don't know how many people are in this chat. Is there anyone out there that thinks Tiffany, who hated Nikki and Amber at the time more than anything, simply just became the peacemaker, and then, as a matter of days later, realised that Nikki and Amber were these brilliant people, and then became friends with them? Or is it more the case that she hated Nikki and Amber?
This is outrageous. The first time I communicated with Amber was on the... I can't read it because there's a dollar sign over it.
Tiff, I don't give a fuck. You've just come up here and lied, so I don't give a fuck. You can save your times and dates. I know exactly what you... Put it
Is
this
it
way.
fair that she's now in chat, but she's in chat, which is easy, you type and you can delete, but you're now still speaking? Is that fair?
I don't give a fuck, Tracy. She's a fucking bellend. Listen, she hated Nikki. She hated Nikki and Amber, but she wants you lot, right? You lot to believe that she came to me, calmed me down, poured water on all the fire and said to everyone, it's not worth it. Nikki, it's not worth it. Yaxley, it's not worth it. Oh, Amber, it's not worth it. Let's all just walk away. Hang on a minute. I quite like I quite like you, Nikki and Amber. I've been wrong the last fucking 2 years. I've gone live as many times as I can and called you out for lying about sexual assault, giving a blowjob on a driveway, being arrested for drugs, being arrested for prostitution, handing out your fucking mugshots, fucking with your daughter. See, yeah, does anyone believe that? You see, here's the thing, YouTube, going back to what Smurfy said about living in the real world.
It would have been on the fence had that moment of the 8th of May happened, where she sent me that weird message, and then I would have still been sat on the fence scratching my head wondering what the fuck was going on. It's made it very easy for me to step out of character and say, okay, you know.
Yeah. The problem I have with all of this chat is I actually feel like it insults my intelligence, particularly to think that some people might believe what she's just fucking said. Her two biggest enemies, and remember, at the time, she might have been on her way out with Amy, but she still had to keep in with her. The job wasn't done. So she just jumped the fence and decided to save me, Nikki, Amber from a public fallout. The girl who lives on YouTube 24/7, who jumps on any panel she can to cause any problem she can, who posts any shit, whether it's to do with Noodle Mash, Scardy, it doesn't matter, tips up for all of it. She was the one trying to fucking calm it all down.
Just the irony of the person who has more fights with anyone won't walk away, even though she got more reason than you to walk away, because she said, why are you back? Well, because I haven't got no kids and I haven't got a partner and I'm free to do what I like.
Yeah.
Same question back at you. So I think that to me, she came on to just let you half answer. I know what she was doing, but I can't articulate it.
She needed to be able to go to other people and say, look, I've just been on the panel. I said the truth. Everyone else is lying.
Yeah.
Believe me, because you're fucking stupid. Just believe me.
And really, out of decency, here's another reason, I think. When she knew she had cleared the chat and that I'm then pouncing around, at that point, had she have been a friend, and had it have been, if you remember on my panel, I would say, look, we got a truce. And she'd say, it's more than a truce, Tracy. I know it sickens you, but we're actually friends.
Yeah.
Well, that's a funny way to treat a friend.
Yeah.
And then to act like that never happened, you know, and to just hone in on the Yaxley thing, but cut him off before.
What did she say to me? It doesn't feel like you can walk away. And you muted her and said, he's been gone 8 months, you fucking dickhead.
So why is he back? Well, why the fuck are you here? Go and look after your kid.
Exactly.
There's never enough time. Listen, my kids would have sat in their bedrooms all day if I'd have let them. I had them off at the park, on the beach. There was no fucking sitting around in bedrooms in my house. And, you know, after dinner, particularly on a Sunday, and our evening meal, we all sat together at the table. And even though they would finish, obviously, before us, because they're in a hurry and want to get out and play with their mates, they were made to sit at that table until we all finished. And, you know, they probably hated it. Now they tell me we're thankful for it and we're going to do it with our children. But at the time, they were probably thinking, fuck off, you pair of cunts. We want to go out, leave us alone. Yes, of course, whoever Baron Fahrenheit is. I have no idea who you are. Email me away.
That is a user from over in, I always say Likens community. I know it's the grammar community, but that person goes right the way back, I believe, over in that community. Yeah, so there, we've solved it all. Tiffany put herself in a very dangerous situation that no one else on the planet could have done by speaking to Yaxley and calming him down and telling him he needs to move on if he's found out that someone's a horrible person. There was no negative things said about Tiffany's enemies, Nikki and Amber. She just said, I think it might be best if you all move on. Within a matter of days, Tiffany had a brainwave that Nikki and Amber might be the greatest people on the planet, which just so happens to coincide with her ending her friendship with Amy and Granny Fanny and Retro. And there you are, YouTube. It's as simple as that. Tiffany's not done anything wrong. It's just she's a decent, genuine person trying to tiptoe through this world.
It's the crime of the century, but I would say it shows a level of conniving.
Yeah. Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
here's the funny thing, Lisa. All these ladies usually end up dropping in his DMs first. That's the mad bit that I still can't fathom it out. But there we are. That is what happens. He calls them darling, and the next thing they're fucking messaging, and then they're fucking kicking off.
To be honest with you, me and Amber were always close, but not like that. And then I don't know, you just start speaking about mad shit, don't you? You know what I mean? And things happen. But the way it's been encapsulated is not right. Is it, Amber? But that's fine. I'll sort that out. Don't worry. Leave it with me.
I just think that Amber could have said, look,
yeah,
Nikki, I'm not fucking happy with those fucking posts going about. And actually, apart from if she was going to wear your dirty laundry, she should have aired it and said, look, he caught me out lying and he did rage and shout at me. Instead of, I mentioned I wanted to go to London as a child and suddenly he was looking up tickets and then he was shouting at me. Fuck off.
See, this is all
Fuck off.
I've just started going back into this 24 hours and it's been 8 months. But hey, Amber, if you're listening, how do you think it's going to look when I said, "Oh my God, Amber, now I understand you're not engaged. This fucking fruitcake wants to fuck with you and your daughter and your daughter's father, but you don't mind that. That's your business. I understand it now. Oh, I'm sorry. If I'd have realised you were seeing someone, I wouldn't have even imitated sort of like flirting with you." And do you remember your reply, Amber? "Well, I'm not saying I'm not interested." Now, how do you think that's going to look when that comes out, Amber? You know, because I've got it all, Amber. Do you remember saying that? When I tried to distance myself,
Wait.
I tried to distance myself and say, I didn't realise. I understand it all now. This is a guy from your past. He's a nutcase. He changed his Facebook status to engage to you. You didn't, well, you must have agreed to it to click accept, but you went mad at him because of the shit it caused you, your daughter, and your family. He's a nutcase. He's a bit of a lunatic. So you marked his card, but you are sort of in a relationship with him. I'm sorry I spoke out of turn. To be told by you, I'm not saying I'm not interested. Now, how's that screenshot going to look?
If we didn't know each other, and this was in black and white, and it was written, and you said, "Look, the man is saying this, she's saying this, the man thinks this clearly, and she's leading him to think this," somewhere in there, 200 and odd quid gets thrown into an account, and a couple of days later, she's in fear for her life and needs to be rescued. What the fuck is that about?
Or could
That's
it have
some
been,
crazy ass timeline for me.
or could it have been, Amber, that you're a little bit like Tiffany, you think everyone's stupid, and everyone views you as a nice little innocent little woman, and you play games, and when you get caught for those games, you don't want to face accountability because you're a bit of a shithouse, really.
But what if it's more Amber than Tiffany?
Oh, it was.
By that I mean, what if Tiffany was just being a decent human being,
Well,
and was Amber
don't, because I'm going to laugh.
actually? I don't know.
I'm going to laugh.
It's the money for me a couple of days before. That's what throws me, that bit, and I can't get my head around it. That's sus as fuck to me.
Well, if Amber did tell Nikki to stop and told her she was messed up for bringing it up, there's a few things wrong with that. Number two, Amber needs to choose her friends better. And number three, she probably needs to think about the future going forward, because if she thinks Nikki is going to do stuff without fucking listening to Amber, wait till fucking Tiff starts.
What would we say? Okay, what would we say if it wasn't a man and it was a woman in the same boat? She's told the person is single. The person acts like there's a future. The woman sends the man money, and the man then dumps her 2 days later. What would we all be saying, guys? Come on. What would we be saying? I know what I'd be fucking saying.
Yeah.
But I can say that because I've never taken money in that kind of situation. So what would we be saying, though, if that was a man doing it with a woman and took a couple of $100 before he decided, you know, come on.
Well, I mean, I'm a bit sad that Nikki hasn't actually bothered to come in here, because I think she could have answered a lot of questions, but I won't go into it. Well, who knows?
As far as I'm concerned, as the person on the peripheral, none of them got clean hands.
No.
And I think that you need to stop speaking to people online. These, these are not.
In my defense, I have been gone 8 months.
yeah. No, but these, I don't know. But let's not, I just find the iniquity of how people act in this situation, but how people would act if it was a man who took a couple of £100 off a woman in the same thing and had been lying about being engaged and whatnot. And then say, you know, I only mentioned I wanted to go to London when I was a child, and he started looking at plane fares. No, you looked at plane fares.
She fucking Googled it straight away. She told me.
Well, this was the closest we came blazing, Becky, to not speaking, and because I get stubborn then and think, ah, fuck that. But we've had more good than we've had bad, and in some ways, because he just ups and offs, it don't end up in them crazy rows where as soon as we spoke today, and once we got over the right, this is this, we've been laughing our heads off again.
Sorry, are you going live? Oh, he's going to bed. I don't know what channel it'll be on, but there'll be a part 2. Yeah, I'm going to bed as well, mate. Fuck him.
Yeah, me too. My life is 2 days babysitting, and because there's school holidays, I've got to actually get to the house and sit with them, cook dinner, do tea. I can wait for their mothers to come home, but I've also got to entertain them. But the fucking heat is crazy. You know, when I was younger and I had kids, it was easier. I'm fucking knackered for 2 days just from having a couple of kids and taking them to the fucking beach. It's absolutely killing me. So you're going to get in touch with Scotty and make a way of sorting that, yeah? You and Scotty got email communication, yeah?
Email her a link.
Yes.
Too late now to do it, or
I can do another 15 minutes. Are you good, Scotty, now to ask these questions right now? We'll wait for Scotty to answer and we'll call it a wrap. We've been going nearly 4 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. The heat blazing is fucking brutalising me, man. I'm sleeping with fans on, bollock naked, legs akimbo, because for some reason you spread out like a starfish when you're hot. Does anyone else try and spread out?
Sort of. I know what you mean. I don't.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. Like tossing and turning and fucking hateful.
Hey, Glenn, you want to fire that rumble up, man? Because I'm about to add to it. I'm about to give you some shit that you're going to want.
Scaddy, can you let us know if you're up for this question now, or do you want to do it another time? Because if you want to do it now, we'll wait. Yeah, I do the starfish. I do the leg half in the quilt, on the quilt, round the quilt. Oh, fucking drive you nuts. Plus, I suffer with busy legs. Restless leg syndrome, so that's not fucking fun. So I think Scaddy's gone. Well, she'll email if she's behind on the chat, because if you remember, she said she was behind. If she emails you in the next 10 minutes, let me know, Yax. You know how to get me on the phone, yeah?
Well, I think she's still in the chat there. She said she was making another pot of coffee to put. Can you?
Yeah, but if you look, if you remember, she said she's behind on catch up.
Ah, okay.
So she's not hearing us say this yet. She may be 10 minutes behind or some shit. Somebody put in chat that we're trying to speak to her. There you go, I've put her name. Yax, if she gets hold of you because she catches up in the next 15, hit me on the phone.
Yeah.
And if not, I will, well, we'll wrap this anyway. I'm sweating cobs, Yax. Are you hot where you are?
I'm fucking boiling.
Oh, I've had enough of this. I'm telling you, I've had enough.
The only place I want to be at the moment is in my car with air conditioning. Anywhere else is fucked. Even when you get out of the shop, you're
they're saying that there's going to be another, because we're now just in this weird humidity, but they're saying there's going to be even worse heat wave.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, Scotty, we're going to come out of here. Yaxley's going to give you a link. And we'll do it for 10 minutes, yeah?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Nice to see everyone. And, yeah.
Look out for the link, Scaddy.
Well performed, Moser. Unfortunately, you're not an hero and you didn't put yourself in a dangerous situation. But
Well, I think she could have been fair and
Yeah,
let
well-
you finish your conversation. I don't think that looked very good.
no, it's Tiffany Moser. Simple as that.
Yeah,
But-
whenever. You got to let us know though, because we're kind of on weird time scales, aren't we? Or are you up a bit earlier?
It's probably best to do it now and then
Mm.
because tomorrow.
Yeah, because actually you might not see him now for fucking months. He's like a fucking alley cat.
Yeah, I'm going to go
So
from here.
okay, look
I'm
out
gonna
for
go from
Yaxley
here and
now.
Google-
We'll do it, and then we don't have to come back if we don't want to. But if we need to, we can. But if we want to, we can.
I will be back when I've got something to say, or if Tracy just wants to go live. But I will not be observing any of this shit show anymore. Moser, Amber.
Oh, I will be. I'll be all over it like a rat up a fucking drain pipe.
Moser, well done tonight. But unfortunately, we're on now. All right, nice one.
Right, drop that link to Skaddy. I'll give it to you now.
Okay,
I'll text it to you.
set one up
Okay.
and then drop it. Yeah, see you all later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye.
Cheers, Tracy. Cheers.
Nice guys.